I'm focused. I've been watching for the omens. I've been listening to everything you said. It's been running through my head, locked and loaded. I got the feeling that you know it. Yeah, I've only just begun. I won't stop until it's done, till you're broken. So welcome to the fire. I'm the one with the lighter. Flame it, burn it through your veins as we're walking through the flames, getting higher. Bigger they are, harder they fall.
We return to the dark, to a morning, or what you actually are learning is the dawn, the earliest hours of a day in a tower with enormous arches revealing the orange and red rays of morning light that peek through, and the room filled with 5 cots, sleeping 5 people: Heron, Oscar, Cicero, Ray. You all began to understand where you were in the air spires. The corner of the city, one side of the city would show a huge fortress, 4 corner towers that surround a central square palace. And on the other side of the city, a conglomeration of tall cylinders, all having that same tall arch design at the peak. You are in one of those, and you know not which. You only see the corner of this tower shows the eastern sunrise from beyond the cliffs, through many rows of mountains as it slowly rises to hit your view. And Mitsu Grantuzo, which is a mage who talked to you before you had vanished into the dark, where you left. Now where you are, at the top of this tower, as Andrea finishes. Please, return to this tower with no more than 15 of your best soldiers within 15 days. Talking mostly to Oscar and Heron, but also kind of corner eye, glancing at Ray. We will open a gateway through to the spot inside the fortress we are all familiar with. Fort Nagrom is a wide space once filled with large buildings holding markets, supplies for military and for magical forging alike. It was once a very powerful spot for the Keter. And there are many, many useful resources that enemies can hold against us, so your best will be needed to know what we are facing on the inside. Leave through any one of the doors downstairs, and you will arrive at different points within the city. They will be your choice. This room is created magically through me, and through me there are 6 gateways into the city. She looks down. There was a robot with you. He is being repaired. His spirit was half destroyed, and the mages in Sertiuni are the best we have. Headmaster Duranzo Bruov, the centaur that you saw in your death. He is there fixing him with the best we have now. He will be back. Are there any things you might need from me or another member of the 5 overlords?
There was no.
Nitso speaks of this. is the title we were given. The first of us is no longer alive, so there is only 4. But we call ourselves the 5.
Who gave him that title?
The king, not of this land, but of another,
What?
of Asur, of the creator city, Sephiroth. It does not matter to you. You are all young and fresh. We are old and have experienced what darkness this land holds. Speaking of which, we have very little suppliers of magical resources inside this city. So if you need aid moving to another city for more useful magical implements, that can also be arranged. But in terms of repairing magical armor, we have one dwarf that is sided with us we can use.
One guy. The whole city.
He makes the traditional Avenger weapons. He makes them very quickly.
Yeah, you don't have to stop at one guy. You could talk to other guys too.
Is there a map we can grant here? Find our way around him.
You see, well, we do have maps of the city you could, yes. But what you are looking for is anything. This city has nearly everything. The only thing the city holds little of, which is what the king has been not willing to pardon unto the people, is the public access to magical devices. It is available in certitude inside of their city walls, but it is not available to the common people or the public. Just the guilds. People registered, licensed. We are making an exemption for you, obviously. To the or have all the paperwork they need for the items on there.
Which one of you revived us?
Orshi Basa is not here. He has left. He left this morning.
Where's that?
He is a very powerful member of the Church of the Pure Flame. One might say our best. The only one capable of regenerative and restorative magic. Luckily, your bodies are the tool he needs to recover you. But so you were left in a mangled mess. The other figure, the female, starts to walk away, and Ritsu is also beginning to turn away.
Where's the scroll I had?
Your cursed objects are the beginning of a bigger battle.
Cool, you didn't answer my question though. Where's the scroll I had? I think it holds some sort of greater evil inside of a guy, inside of another guy that I knew.
Are you talking about a scroll that the child? He gestures over to the still unconscious Sophia.
Oh yeah, she like threw it against a wall.
Yes, we did recover that, yes.
Cool, where is it?
Andrea's taking care of it. The more you understand, it seems the more that the magic inside is capable of compromising you.
Mm-hmm.
You are left, which means your ability to learn magic is not limited like humans.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you want it?
Because it has a greater evil inside of a dude, inside of another dude that I knew. He was an ally of mine.
So you want to know the greater evil of the dude?
The dude in the dude. Don't worry, I know where it is now. We can talk about it later.
We did understand and observe the inward possession of what holds that scroll. Powerful abjuration magics and a form of ancient, powerful necromancy. If it contains souls, we cannot see them inside. That is new information.
I'm just guessing.
You hear Heron say, my laws unchanging. I might need the aid of a Sephra. And you see Zandria stops as she's about to leave and exit your line of sight and turns around. She says, no, he will deal with them after. They have been idle too long. The problems are spreading and it's because of them. And she disappears downstairs.
What is Sandra?
No, she has ramblings, but she does have like a pale grey face, silver hair, black robes lined with gold. Sorry, red robes lined with gold, and the insides are a black line. And Mitsu, again to describe, the tall, nearly, or I'd say just over 6 foot tall, long pointed ears that stretch outwards, and a sharp, ancient chiseled face that doesn't look wrinkled yet, or it's like cusping the last edge of perfection, one might say. Looks very, very dashing for an elf. Although this is a mage.
A little bit targeted,
This
not gonna lie.
This is a mage. This could be, his power put to work.
All elves are dashing.
Well, as he stands there, lets Zandria disappear behind and says that without the approval of civilians carrying these magical arms, the city has never needed a public shop. Might be troubling for you to get useful magical ingredients. Is there exit into the People's Fathering, and I will meet you there if you wish to head to a blacksmith. One that can repair magical armaments.
Which direction would that be?
When you head down this floor, there are 6 doors.
Yes.
It will say the People's Fathering above one of them.
Hey, what did you say Bronzuno is?
He is the Archmage of Cultivation, the headmaster of the...
Where?
Where is he? He is in Sedative.
Do you know where Monkey's children are? I'm looking for them. You think you could send them a message and ask?
I believe they are in a opposing tower to one we are currently
Where?
in the Air Spires, where we are right now.
Can you take me to them?
No,
Why not?
because I do not have access to his,
Who does?
the headmaster alone.
Can you ask him, like, with a spell or something?
What is your problem with the headmaster? I saw you,
He will-
you're gesturing to killing him while you were dead. What did that mean?
No, I think that was
The room's quiet, so it feels like...
I think that was in reference to the 2 other centaur children who did die because your
Yes,
4-armed friend blasted them with a lightning bolt. It was horrible. Burnt horse flesh. It's just terrible.
the children are in the tunnels.
Not Moki's children, other centaur children. They had like a horrific curse on them, so I mean, all's well that ends well, but still. Yeah, that was what I don't want to kill Brun Zuno, I want to find Moki's children.
Bruvo.
Bruvo.
Bouruvo. Bruvo did save a number of centaur, we would call them refugees, but they are kidnapped, smuggled into the city, infected with some sort of very, very powerful curse. The ones we could not save were taken, and we understand that I guess some are stolen by the goblins. That is horrific. It should not have happened at all. They are nearly extinct, I am aware. We will do everything in our power to keep the rest of them alive. The ones we can find secure, like that scroll of papyri.
Okay.
The rest of you did a very fair fight against something that you were not ready to face. Our ignorance to the weaknesses you had was the reason you died. We have a substantial amount of funds we are going to give you as compensation along with the fort we had already mentioned. Or the apothecary, if that is still something you want. Sundry will not be.
Will we have access to the inner area where magic items are sold? I think you mentioned.
Hopefully you didn't know what magic was.
She's learned.
He did say.
People have been using magic quite a lot recently.
That was out of character.
We can,
You're a bitch.
Shut up, Oscar.
if you wish to travel after we meet the blacksmith for repairing your armor here in the city, we might be able to, with however many of you wish, jump to Territorial through my academy, and we can meet Vasu, the Vexed. He is the arcane tinkerer who is the only person in Territorial and the Keter to make a magical stone. He is a Luxodon, which is a beast folk much like you, but without hair. He is tusks.
No hair.
And he resembles a mammoth or an elephant. He tends to not walk on all fours, though. Only does that when he's very angry. I was a part of his training, but mainly Dorazan Brovo was his master and tutor. Set him on the right way to make a large wealth throughout the city. It is our youngest city, and it is doing quite well. It is only because of us that it has risen as quickly as it has. I would leave you with all of this to process.
Wait, one more thing. I forget if it was you or the other guy.
He sees, while you're saying this, he's summoning something in his hair, and you see some ethereal yellow twine is like entangling into a mass beside him.
You kept saying I was like a noble scion of the elven. What do you mean by that? It's like a metaphor thing, or I don't know who my parents are. So you know who my parents are?
The party kind of watches as the elf, his face kind of like relaxes, and you even see some old wrinkles kind of return to his jawline.
Broke his concentration, yes. What a loser.
Anti-aging stuff.
Cicero, you hear in your mind. I remember you when you were under the guidance of Pastor Barcelona and Phoebus. But I send out feelers to see if others of your guild have been working inside the city. If my scouts find them, they will be obliged to inform your guild of your whereabouts and condition commonly. Or I can hold them off for however long you need to work out and allow your guild to still remain in the city shadows. It is not the first time I have harbored smugglers.
Is he just
That is, if other members of your guild are already in the city. He says kind of like a nod.
Wait, is this the thing that you did earlier?
I'm gonna reply, and I'm gonna, in my mind, what the hell are you talking about?
How much have we forgotten? He says out loud.
Wait, if I think, can you hear it? I wonder if you can hear this. I say in my head.
But you stare at him with concentration, and he kind of looks at you curiously. It seems like you all still have a small amount of trauma. Probably head trauma from the battle. I will let you all. I will leave you too. Meet me outside one of the gates in an hour, if it is what you wish.
It's working.
You notice that what he had twined into gold foil is a floating, almost purely made of golden light chest that's just floating in space. Rectangular. Probably a foot and a half wide.
I don't stand up.
You were sitting?
I'm sitting on the cot.
Like, in bed like this.
You're laying on the bed like that, just talking to him,
Yep.
completely telepathic
Yep.
the whole time.
Staring at the ceiling. Okay, Miss Sophia.
You get up. Sophia she groaned halfway through that conversation, but she's not looking up. You shake her, she jostles, but
You're alive. Those are flimsy beds. Sophia, wake up. Damn.
If no one's going to, I walk up to the chest and I put.
you like squeeze her.
I missed one.
You walk up to the chest and you notice that there is kind of like a small, very, very unique but kind of pointless decorative latch.
So unique.
It's like a little curve, and then you see it just half kind of unlocks, and the small roofed latched top of the chest just kind of cracks open, and you can kind of gently see there is a fountain of gold inside of that chest.
Fountain?
I should just say reflex save.
It's just it's like the reverse bag of holding, it just shoots it all out the way that you want.
Yeah, when
A
you turn it
pointless latch
upside down.
opens, crap. The whole room just fills with gold. Sophia drowns.
We all die. Tippy taken.
Gold coins full all day.
The mage is where it technically is.
God damn
Is
it.
Oscar asleep?
Just a little bitch.
So, yep, there's a lot of gold.
I feel weaker. This is not. Oh, we pushed ourselves too far. Monarch is, thank goodness. Harry's just muttering to himself.
We should visit the clergy. See if we can get ourselves fixed.
I can see if I can get a word to O'Shea. If he hasn't already used every drop of magic on us he's got, I'll get him to use more. Heron like gets to his feet, but you see he's shaky. Pulls his sword. So, thank goodness this thing wobbles with it. steps forward.
The gold in the chest isn't in bags, is it? It's just
You actually notice that, like on the inside, it's the chest itself is lined with a bag. Like there's upwards frills, like a bag has been sat in here and gold is filled into it.
Singular.
it is just one bag.
Well, he couldn't make a chest of holding, he just put a bag of holding inside of the chest.
Great.
And I'm not going to make you count it because we can say that there's a little symbol on it, like yeah. And the Ray does that. No, there's a symbol like on the what is it called? Those like chests of gold. It's literally 10, 0, 0, 0. And on top of that, there is a small golden and with the hilt brass key,
Oh, that's sick. It's like one magic item.
or two of the same keys in the chest.
But you can't make magic items.
Nope.
And mind you, he did not tell you where your key was. So you still don't know.
Oh shit! I forgot about the key.
There are now keys in that chest. But you have no address.
David forgot about the keys.
Yes, yeah. They're there. They're in the chest.
Are they golden?
There's two golden keys, but they have like a
So they're
brass
like
handle.
blended.
Are they like labeled or anything, or?
There's no street address on those keys.
Okay.
2 keys.
2 keys. Yeah, that's worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, we need to go to a locksmith and fit these. Goddamn.
What are these even for?
They're probably magical.
A back door.
I don't say.
Servant's door. No, console front doors don't have keyholes.
But could.
Get up, Sophia! And he slaps her leg in a kind of really hard, brutish fashion. Like, you shouldn't hit a child like that. Heron's an idiot.
She's a teenager, it's okay to
She's a
hit her.
teenager.
She's a bit
like
steadier now.
400 years old.
She's also like 300 years old. And some level of fire just starts to, like, heat her leg and starts to glow an emerald red. Heron's magic working in a very strange kind of, like, boiling, overheating iron type of way on the skin. Steams, and you see Sophia, oh, ow. Wow, my leg, what the fuck? Heron? What?
Don't curse.
Where are we? What is this place? She gets up, she can hobble on the one foot that Heron didn't slap. Oh, we're really high up. Oh, I don't like this. She steps away from the edge, takes a step back, sits on the bed that Heron's no longer sitting in. What do you guys do?
Isn't there like a really powerful guy who works for the Church of the Righteous Flame? Well, not does works for it. Not Oshia. Isn't there like another one?
The dead man in the tunnel talked about another apprentice of the Archmage of Diplomatic Union.
I must be thinking of.
Yes.
His name must be Oshia.
There's Oshia, who's the leader, and then there's Uso Aza, who's the second.
And then there's 4 other saints for the other temples. Sorry, 3 other saints.
But other than that, I don't know of any others.
Heron's like, you've got Saint Aqueous, you've got Saint Belashry, Saint Marley, and then obviously the High Overseer Thaddeus Nolan, who leads the city's military religious faction in Sirtuli. Not here. I lead the strongest military faction here.
Strongest military faction here is 15 dudes.
No, we separated so that we would do a scout. That's
How many men do you have?
60.
Strongest military faction in this entire place is 60 dudes.
We're actually 55 now. We lost 5 in the battle 4 days ago.
Are you going to say it again?
How did we
Really
get
strong soldiers.
How?
And by what Xander said, they were already going to be on a separate battle from the one we'll be on in 15 days, so I have to get the strongest men I know out of that 60 batch. 55 batch. Use those things.
They don't resurrect their undead.
Yeah.
We have other military, it's just not as strong as the church, the religious military. Oh, for the city, for Keter.
How big is the garrison of this city? Do you have a standing army?
1,500 strong.
Isn't there like 1 million people living here?
Oh, sorry, 1,500, I got math. 15,000.
Okay, that's a little better.
1,500 just sounds better every time I say it. That's our biggest division, which is separated across the city. From what Sunday said, sounds like our city's on high alert right now because of what we've been doing. So that's mostly my bad. But the church told us that there were threats. We found giant skeletons, and we ended up getting killed by one. Not the best 3 days.
How is your country still functioning?
Because of them.
They came from a different continent, or
Sounds like they have permission from higher ups beyond where we came from.
so it kind of feels like this city is being run from
Why would they need more help from another? Why? And Heron is obviously at this point making direct eye contact with Oscar. Why would the city need? Why would they prefer permission from the creator city over here?
I can't say. But I know the overlords are not actively working with the creator city. They just were. Borrowed power.
Because they said there was no power here in the West. That's what inspires it. Calling the Sephora here was honestly my first plan, but from what Xander has said, I'm slightly intimidated.
Yes, please don't do
They help when they come here and they save us. That's what they will always do.
Inspirus wouldn't take kindly to these parts.
If the mages turned on her, no, they wouldn't. But I don't think. Then he gets wide eyes. She sounded like she was almost violently angry towards them, and it doesn't make any sense. They are working inadvertently. If I saw her, I should be on the side of the sufferer.
Ignore that. Carjacking. It's Jake's car.
It's the air blimp that's going by. And you do see them occasionally pass by massive, white shells passing by a window on your left.
That does sound like my car's horn.
The hell is going to be in the back of your head? It's like when.
Let's not go and check that.
But wouldn't it be funny if we all went outside and checked and then it was just completely
Just
normal?
pause the game. Let's all just
Sorry guys, I need to
Let's have
check
to
the
go.
carjacking.
It's okay. You got your Apple AirTag in the car. It's fine.
I don't have an Apple phone.
You don't need an Apple phone to have an AirTag. Okay.
That's why the car's beeping. There's someone put the chip.
I'm bugging your car right now.
That makes sense.
No, you're here.
Does it make sense that every time you guys come, there's a robbery? That would be 2 out of 3. It's not.
Coincidence? Yes.
So what's the plan?
Well, I think we head downstairs, choose a door, and find a place to have breakfast, because I believe it is early morning. And we haven't eaten since we died.
You certainly feel starved. like you've gone at least, 18 hours without eating. That's the feeling.
All 18 hours.
Dude, that's tough for some people. It's not for me.
Cicero, you seem unbothered by the fact that you died.
Do I?
Well, you're not really showing much of anything.
Oscar, neither of you.
I'm certainly thinking about it.
Stop talking as much.
What to think about. Plus, Jacob in real life is sick.
Oh, no.
Oh. Usually when you die and come back, you lose parts of yourself. I don't think we went to the fugue planes, so maybe that didn't happen. It was unpleasant. Now we owe a lot of very powerful people.
Are you intending on repaying that debt?
Sure.
Sure.
You seem...
I mean,
you don't care either way.
if they decide to collect ins, I'm like, I can stop them. I mean, it's very sad that the people who saved us are completely incompetent, but what are you going to do?
Why are you looking for Murky's children?
Because I promised him I would find them.
Why?
And I was looking for something to do a few months ago. And I found a bunch of people, and I said I would help them all, and then most of them died. And it's done now, I found them. So I guess I'll save the continent now. Don't know why they don't have anyone more competent to do that, or just do it themselves, but I guess they'll just get us to do it instead for 10,000 gold.
I'm gonna hope this is down payment. Aaron grabs the knot where the sack is and pulls the really large, 5-foot wide sack of gold.
I mean, you make sense.
I think I miscounted and it was 100,000, but I guess it was 10,000.
Despite your,
It still looks like the land 10,000.
despite your, no offense, incompetence, you make sense for the type of person that will dance.
No, it doesn't make any sense
The rest
why
of
you
us.
asked either. I understand. Frankly, I'm confused in why that other one that was with you, that was bringing the undead, was ever with you to begin with.
Well, he saved him and he owed him a life debt.
You let necromancers just hang out with you as a pastime? No, wait, you don't know what magic is. Ah, tricky. He's tricky.
No, I know very little on that.
Alright, well, it's common for experienced necromancers to abuse people who are ignorant to necromancy.
Well, he did not do as such.
Did he never target you with magic or trick you with spells?
Nothing that is harmful.
Make you see dead relatives or dead...
I believe that was unrelated.
That's well...
Do you see dead people?
No, but when I found him, I had a flash to seemed like another realm. I saw ancestors.
Your ancestors.
Yes. They talked to me. But I believe that was
What do you think happens when you die?
our body is released and we watch over our own. I know that for a fact.
So, like,
They are.
on this plane, your spirit stays.
Whether it is this plane or a higher plane, we have.
You mean planet?
What's the difference? Are these words not all to describe the...
Planes are the physical manifestation of creation, and planets are just some random bullshit.
Well, I've heard that before. Yeah, that was what the church talked about.
You have a
Planes of
Name that
divinity.
you say he's crazy for?
Oh, no.
the madness of Isora.
Oh.
Yeah. That's why you shouldn't summon Ice Inspirus here, because our tiny minds will collapse under the weight of all the divine power, and we will become gibbering madmen like him.
When she wants to be, she's enormous.
See, I learned all my
Believe it.
my magic stuff from you.
Yes.
Hey, Sora.
You, Elf, you're a magic caster, yes. You never showed it during the combat. I assumed you were just buffing yourself, improving your own endurance.
No, I'm a normal person.
You're a what type of normal?
I can cast a simple cantrip.
Magic.
So energy flows.
I stand high, and then like a little blue hand just
They're actually
falls off
called
my hand and
reasons
goes
in
and grabs like a
Pathfinder.
piece of gold and just pulls it back to me. That's it. Oh, and some blue water comes in.
It's actually called levels or magic.
All high elves can do that.
It's called a reason.
You are.
The high elves of Amalon, at the very least.
Admiral. Where is that?
That way.
Oh, Pharaoh.
Yes, it's the capital of Pharaoh.
I'll just stick to remembering.
It's like the
Keter Sanctuary.
fourth biggest city in the continent. How do you not know this?
It's probably the fourth biggest.
Fourth biggest, yeah.
Maybe the fifth if
It's not very big. It's not very big. The elves are efficient on space.
So you're going to help save the continent because you're bored.
All elves reach a point, usually, where they've run out of things to do. Sometimes they then they just become a blacksmith for 400 years, or they go and dance in the woods for 300 years, or they start a family or something.
You've decided you're going to wander aimlessly.
No. I'm gonna save the continent. Well, Moki's father is a minor problem for now, which is why all of the governing bodies of the continent are completely ignoring him. But such open defiance of the entire place here is a call to arms, not just to other centaurs, but every other monstrous race who thinks that all of the civilized races are squatting on their land. So eventually...
Did the headmaster say out loud that Moki's father was defeated by the dragon and then the dragon raised him? Or like
The
became
dragon-
him?
combined with him.
his brother. He became unrecognizable to his brother. Essentially.
He himself is a threat, but not to everyone else on the continent at once.
Not yet.
Not yet, but every day that he is left unmolested in that castle, more centaurs will flock to his banners. And maybe the Goliaths, if they can be convinced. Maybe the orcs.
And it sounds like I'm going to get some wicked sword after this.
What?
They said that if he gets his hands on the sword that contains the remaining essence of the Crimson Dragon, then he will do something. That's what the horseman said in the...
We're not listening.
No.
Or that because it was some sort of special crystal Crimson Dragon that infused its remaining essence into a blade, or which... I said two, it's the same thing.
I mean, Moki's father is already one with a dragon. It just needs more dragons to become more powerful.
Hopefully that doesn't resolve in cannibalism, but I heard from the Central that it sounds likely. If we don't return Loki and his children together, it could be just eating food.
Is Fort Nagron where his father is?
They said it's like it was either 30 days ago or 2 months ago. They saw him climbing the Valandris range, which is that range. The borders in Fort Nagron is in those mountains. So yeah. And then obviously they lost contact with the people inside Fort Nagron. The Centaurs invaded. That was the last thing.
So we are to infiltrate Fort Nagron.
In 15 days, and I have to gather the best men I have, who are in recovery right now and are suffering from wounds of giants. Only to face another in 2 weeks.
Did none of you know any more powerful individuals?
Not here.
On another continent.
How long have you lived in the city?
Most of my adult life.
What have you been doing this whole time?
Fighting, training, saving the city.
With the same 55.
63. If you include us as Monarch, Heron, and Oscar.
You know any powerful mercenaries just in a tavern somewhere?
Well,
I'm independent.
there's a lot of independence in the city themselves. There are parts of guilds scattered throughout the city. The nexus of the guilds mostly rely on Territorial and Tulum Port. This place just kind of has a general hub from all attached guilds here.
Are you a part of a guild? I know you're part of the militia.
The religious group isn't necessarily a guild. I do work alongside the Sword and Shield Guild.
Are you a part of that too?
No.
It's not a militia, they're
They
soldiers.
have fighting pits for soldiers. Regularly, he kind of one-eyes Oscar.
I will train now.
Sorry.
I don't.
Are you part of any other guild?
I'm past my work.
Does that have anything to do with a guild, though? Is the question he asked.
It's a sort of guild.
Your work.
Let's just going forward say that a religious order is a guild.
I'm in 2 guilds.
No, is it?
Well, but
Registered as a guild.
I would not consider my religious order a guild. It's a dogma.
Mm-hmm.
My work.
It's like a credo, code of conduct.
Sure.
his guild is a title bestowed upon him after a certain amount of dedicated work.
It really does not sound like a guild.
Well, how does this not sound like a guild?
It's a title. His guild, to repeat, his guild is a title he gets after working.
If one becomes a high-ranking member of a guild, they get a title.
You're right, it does sound similar.
I understand the confusion. A religious order is a guild, but vetted by a god.
Why do you elves make such
In a
a
way.
stink out of these things?
Either way, who's up for breakfast?
Oscar,
Did Oscar just say
what part of the city has the best food?
You're one of 6.
Probably the Jewel Bazaar.
Yes. Oh, yes.
That's residential.
Oscar, that's a question. Do we need the gold for the,
How heavy is this chest?
It's just floating in space. As you try to lift it and move it, it's like intangible in that you try to move it, put any force into it, and it just seems to be still.
Oh, it seems like we will have to.
Sorry, I've got the sack here.
Oh,
I just hold it out, and
how heavy is the sack?
it's heavy. It's like 90 kilos. It's more than your body weight.
So no, you're not holding it like this.
Ray can flex and hold up, but it's straining your arm. It's pretty.
Yeah, well,
90
90
kilos.
That's basically holding myself up.
Yeah.
He has an 18 strength.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
so
so
you're doing
so
it
you get a
with
solid
flex.
50 kilos in one arm.
Oh, okay.
Yes. If you want slightly cheaper, the Merchant Heights work. But the food's not great.
Well, I need to. Ray, I can take our armor with. What's his name? Milo, Mitso.
Miso.
We can get the armor fixed. I think.
If we're gonna be back here, we could probably just leave this.
Well, we're probably not going to be back here.
You don't think so? I mean, the 6
She
doors.
did say this area was made through magic.
And to return here in 15 days.
When we want to keep the money with us.
Well, we can leave it here and certainly be safe regardless. Unless it's like some doorway in the middle of the fucking street
No,
that
let's
can be.
take it with us.
Yeah,
There's probably, this whole tower is a construct she's actively holding up. There's probably no front door.
I need to get some information.
You see Sophia's eyes are kind of like have like darkened, concentrating. She's just like, well, this whole room was. It's like detached itself from.
Did you wake up?
Heron slapped me.
Oh.
I didn't slap you hard. You did. It was really hard.
Red.
Yeah, it's red. This is like real illusion. This is like illusion I can't fathom. How did you do this?
Simulacrum.
I don't think it's real. But I think it's become real.
It's quasi-real.
That's insane. She's like, she's just staring at the roof and looking at all the two spiraling bronze dragon heads that curve into two different heads, breathing fire at the side as a chandelier.
I mean, a transmutation wizard could have literally made this real,
I mean,
but
yeah, I guess.
she probably has a greater degree of control over reality in here.
Maybe it's all just like a gloss. Maybe it all just looks prettier. And that's the illusion. I don't see a single bit of dust anywhere.
Yeah, it's magic.
We're going downstairs. We're leaving. Can we go, please? Where are we going?
You're not comfortable here?
Yeah, I'm uncomfortable in a place that doesn't feel like it's real.
Everyone should visit the clergy when they're able to.
For more recovery. My legs are weak.
How about we all go together to make it simpler?
Sure.
As soon as you guys head down the stairs, 6 doorways are presented. Funnily enough, the air spires are not there.
Oh no.
You have the lumber mill, the lumber weaver's mill, the King's Pier, Oakside Falls, the Jewel Vault Bazaar.
Wait, before we go there, does anyone have rope?
Not on me.
The Hypnos hides in the Lunar District.
No, we don't own things.
Do a god. I would like to rope this around myself. It would be much easier to defend myself if I needed to.
People's father.
Otherwise, I have to do this. Hold it with one hand.
Farming.
Oh, okay.
Which kind of just means like community.
Farming is bossing.
I mean, if we get robbed,
You get the H. It's pretty small.
then we don't have to deal with Milky's father, and then the robbers
The people's farming.
can take the gold and do the quest instead.
That's not how it works. You know it.
Well, if they defeat us and rob and take the gold, then they're more suited to doing it anyway.
It sounds like Oshira had been pushed to the limit in terms of his magic for bringing us back in the state we're in. So,
Yeah, 5 resurrections in one day is impressive.
he's impressive. I don't think he had that in him, but I guess under the request of Sanjay, are more responsible. Let us go. Which door do you guys choose?
Which place is the best food? You said the bazaar?
Yes, the Jewel Bazaar.
Ray, I'm going to take your armor and your half-broken sword, and I'm going to take it to the armor.
No, my sword is fine.
No, let's all do that instead of getting food.
You do not need to take my sword.
You sure your sword looks like it's... Well, has a normal curve at the bottom.
Yeah, hold it. It now looks like a really worn-out sword.
I don't know.
Oh, I take it. It looks like a pristine sword.
What the hell?
That doesn't make any sense.
Magic.
Ratio!
It's my ancestors.
Oh,
There are many names for magic.
That makes sense. More sensible.
puts Ray's armor on his shoulder and the other, his own armor is off his body on his other shoulder.
You able to carry it?
Yes, Mithril, thank goodness.
Yes.
Light enough.
Very unique.
You see his shoulder is like far more weighed down with his armor than the other one.
So we're
Going through this, and you just see he takes that final step, and there's a weird sucking sound, and then he's gone.
which door
Oh,
did
nice. I follow
Going
him.
through the people's farming.
I follow him immediately.
Is this like going to Bizarre?
That's it. They went through basically a parallel door to that.
Never mind. So which way is to Bizarre?
This one.
It's this one?
So you go through a different door.
Yeah, this one.
You appear at the kind of sudden bursting sound of. It's an echo chamber. You are in a long, dark hallway with just stairways that go upwards, and you can see there is large iron-rung doors that have kind of cross-grid bars, and it's like a well-fortified iron-gridded door that looks to be just at the top of this stairway in this dark cellar tunnel basement where you see behind you it's just a door. Now you feel behind you it's just a wooden door. And the stairway up as you walk and just press on the iron bars, there's no lock, they swing open gently. And you are in the middle of a massive thoroughfare of buildings that are at least 40 feet tall, most of them upwards of 50 and 60 feet tall, just looks like basically New York apartment buildings, just layers and layers and layers just going up, and you can see the decorative life, the highlights of garden greens, and the kind of bits of nature that doesn't exist on the ground. This is completely suburbanized. This is a city. The densest part of a city, right? You are like suddenly for the first time. Like the pier had city life, and 20 to 30 foot tall buildings are kind of daunting. Double that, 60 foot tall buildings, it really adds an ominous presence to an unnecessary level of human exuberance in a city. You pass through many different sets of streets. Oscar sends you into some alleys. You find a relatively nice,
Go in that alley.
cool, tucked away.
See what's in there. Take your 10,000 gold with you.
So now do you head to your place?
I'll drop them off at the food and then I'll head to my place.
Okay. So you see the kind of
Word, guys.
just you and Oscar. You're following Oscar.
Then Oscar abandons you.
Dogs and like interesting life to be in the middle of the city, and you hit past an area of markets, a kind of corner store, large like decorative pastries shelved on the walls beside where you can see there's a kind of corner store entrance. Oscar, do you enter or do you just stroll in the front?
That's the best food in this whole city.
Thank you.
Inside check.
Where can I find you? Because I assume you're going to move somewhere.
It says the Fabled Dough.
It's a pizza shop. It's like Pizza Hut.
You can find me.
Best food in the city.
Yes, where's all good?
Find me at a bar.
Good dear, 2 for 1 today.
It's called The Solemn Sentence.
The solemn sentence. The far away.
That's probably around a 15-minute walk.
Which direction?
He looks down just on
That way.
one of the main streets.
The solemn sentence.
Yes. And then just ask for me if you need me.
Wait, I'm writing down that you said that way.
Yes.
15 minutes.
Well, I'll see you later.
Sure. Hold on.
I'm walking.
Are you holding on the call?
Yeah.
Just this all this. It's pretty quiet.
Give me 10,000 gold
close
worth of
the chest?
bread.
No, the chest was like.
Right.
Just stasis in
Oh,
space.
yeah, I didn't close the chest.
If you were able to
Not a bond.
open and shut the lid, but the base was still.
Can I say I took a key?
Totally, yeah. I mean, it was on like a keychain, but you just unthread that thing. Yeah, cool.
And the other key
Is in the sack. Okay. Keys to keep for the
So
sack.
do the keys look identical?
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say, you dig
No front and back door key. Which doesn't sound that very safe. That very safe. Goodness. You know that from what Mitzo told you about the actual keep itself, he described it as a tower, and it once held smugglers. So, as a past tense, he did not say it currently holds smugglers. And obviously magical and ammunition provisions for when 200 years ago there was something bad happening in the city before. You see again a similar kind of iron bar front door that opens in. It's actually like as you like go to put your hand through the iron bars, you realize it's glass, and your hand like bumps into, not going through the iron bars. Your fingers, your third
This is
fingers.
hostile magic.
We have glass back there.
Totally, your glass in your eye. You open the door, and this strong, sacred, sweet aroma. This this really strong reminder of a sweet coconut you would have in your home, but like magnified by 3. You smell like
Big
licorice.
coconuts.
They have sweet coconuts. In the type of things that you would have, the sweetest being probably water and maybe fruit. You walk into a store that has none of those things, not water or fruit.
Water is very...
You see long bread rolls that kind of span the size.
Ray about
half
to
the size of Ray's
discover.
body.
He's about to discover the joy of high fructose corn syrup.
You see people in like the back of this room that are literally stirring a massive tub, and they're in the back behind a row of what looks like stock items, but also a countertop, and they're cooking in the back. They're not paying attention to you, who's just walked into the store. It's like it's like a bakery, and you can see interesting like jewelry and weird shields and kind of ornamental pieces decorative to maybe a knighthood family or something like that. It's just a very kind of like noble scented bakery.
Oscar is kind of gay, ain't he?
Yeah.
Few tables, few chairs.
We'll walk up to the front counter. If there is one. Or is it just like a bar?
It's kind of like a bar, but you can see there's a ton of like things on the bar. So at one point you're like, this should be where the bar starts, but it's just filled with food. And so you walk to kind of like this small 3-foot wide opening, where 2.5 foot wide opening where you could put your hands on, you could put coin if you needed to. You watch as the man turns around. He has an interesting amount of like hair covering his face. Even though from the back he just looks like a shaggy, normal-sized human, you see his front face has a kind of interesting pointed, like, or bent, curved snout. He's got the kind of front features of almost like almost like a fox. Almost like a race from your home.
Oh my god, he's a twisted abomination like you.
Found a fox man.
Yeah, but his ears are... At the point you saw, they were basically non-existent. And as he turns to the front, you notice they're cut. Completely off their ears. Yeah. What you would imagine might have been kind of longer fox ears, or some sort of feline. He kind of looks like just like fox features. The whiskers are trimmed really, really thin, and the hair itself looks cut, almost shaved off. So from the back you see a neck, and from the front you see the snout. Oh, hello.
Good morning. Are you a descendant of a Mimi?
Or maybe... OMEN.
Oh, you're kind. He kind of looks down.
Your kind.
And the word, like the kind of the sound that leaves his mouth is just that kind of pity.
Your kind.
Oh no, it's you.
It's one of you.
Okay.
Didn't think I would be starting a race war today.
I'm the, you know, the kids who know me.
Yes, you do resemble. Where do you yield from?
I'm
What happened,
from the Western land.
what happened to your ears?
I was, when I was offered a job to supersede the man who owned this store, he looked after me and was very kind to give me the, his like hands are covered in some sort of weird slop material that he kind of, well, he's got gloves on his hands, but he shakes off. I was a child smuggled here against my will, obviously. But I made the most of it and used the good heart of some people in the city to
How old are
give
you?
me. I have been trapped in the city for 26 years.
It's a lot of years.
I am nearing my late
No.
30s. I'm glad to see you look freer than me.
For you.
Yeah.
Are you still held here against your will?
I have nowhere left to go.
At least here you don't have to worry about
Dying,
the frequent attacks,
fighting.
death.
You know,
If you would want to come back, I can take you back. But that is up to you.
We got roads here.
We have beds here.
I remember stories of Sotogawa. Even he says it wrong. Because you probably realize even the last time he heard it was when he was a kid. When he might have known some smuggled children that were like him. And you were never aware of people being taken off your island by force. Never.
Clearly, you don't pay much attention.
You arrived in the city. They've not stopped talking about all the smugglers here.
Yeah.
The entire time we've been here.
Yeah, the tower taking over was from smugglers.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was these guys.
They're everywhere.
And you look like you have not had much on your bones. You need the sustenance. I am willing to give you this. Just for. And, you
Give
see,
him all the 10,000.
He needs it.
you see, while you've been looking up at him this whole time, his hands have kind of been.
Give him the keep. We don't need it. We don't know where it is.
What if I did though?
He assembles for you this kind of nice.
We can take the alchemist shop.
You see,
I already saw the
ribbon wrapped. He starts doing some ribboning, and equivalently a little bento box. He just hangs
Beautiful.
over the kind of counter down towards you.
Let's kidnap this guy. He's our chef now.
The dogs from outside.
I've never known to have people smuggled away from the island. Most people do not know there is a place outside of our home. It's known for only a few people. So, my condolences.
A few of my kind formed a form of on. Yes. They, along with the Aragumi, the rodents of our island, it was more of just the island's only guild. Of course, it would be a thieves' guild. just to use us as the market. But there are no more like us anywhere else. The Ariguma and have before disgraced our people. But never before have they done it so cleverly and so quietly. You best be off this place. These people do not take as kindly to you or me.
Get out of here.
Oh no, he's retarded. No, no money spent on.
10. I pull out 10 gold pieces. Cannot help.
Actually, the bread's 12 gold, sorry.
The guy reads
The
it.
dental box I make is a few more gold than that.
Okay, 30 gold.
No, I joke. Very good.
We cannot go back in time. But when I get back, I'll see if we can. We'll see if there is a way to prevent this occurrence from happening again.
I think you should have this. I can have a bit more cover. And you see this creature is, closer to 6 feet tall, almost right on 6 feet tall. He pulls from
15 foot tall
beneath the
already.
countertop, he pulls a wide brim
Shotgun.
traditional
Wide brim shotgun.
wide brim shotgun. Traditional farming hat.
He just got you a rice
The pointed
farmer hat.
point,
That's
got your
sick
rice
as
hat.
fuck.
Wait, that's actually a busted
And he
item. If it's
puts
that
it on your
good.
head. Over the
It's
countertop,
really strong.
onto your head. And
My
feels-
god, is this the One Piece hat?
Yeah.
No,
And
straw hats and
and-
rice farmer hats are very different.
oh, they're pretty close. They're pretty close. In terms of shape. It's even got that under bit which you can strap on to the neck.
You're a real samurai.
This will help you have a little more cover from the
So
tall
you don't have a
folks.
horse.
The city is full of very tall people, and you need to blend in as much as you can. So,
Okay,
I say in Sylvan, thank you, my friend.
your mother.
Also, what is your name?
right. Ooh,
Jeff.
I was actually going to say the second name first, and I
Ray.
went, no, Ray.
That's good. You are from my village.
Big Uma, Raya.
Big Uma?
Big Uma. Raya.
Raya.
R-A-I.
I don't
This
like
is the
this
dude you
race.
get your bread from.
Rara. Rara.
I used to come when it was the old owner.
Now I don't come.
Yeah.
Big Uma, what are you doing, my dad?
Right.
That's the one I
I
like.
have to get to work.
Take care.
I only ever order from the one
also-
human that's there.
Do you have
You just
food
wait
I
like
can-
a
do you have food I can just take? Like
Yeah, you already did.
yeah.
Oh yes, most of this stuff is not nutritionally important for that what the box I gave you has.
That's my lunch. You can have it.
Mostly it's
Oh god.
there's some meat in there. That is all.
Thank you.
It's
Meat
just
and
me.
bread and cheese.
Oh, okay.
I will. I was
There's
intending on
salami,
buying something for
crackers.
everyone, and he was like, "It's a baguette."
We ain't seen each other for 3 days. The city.
And we move over to the other exit where Heron and Cicero jumped out of.
Falls into the water.
Following Mizo Grantur.
Why did you go with him? You were the one that was like, let's all go together, and you immediately left the group.
It's because you guys went to the wrong place, and I went to the right place.
Right.
You see, you are at the bottom of what looks like a large stairwell with an iron bar gate that leads you up to the top of the stairs where the bars are already wide and open, and a tall shadowed figure stands at the top. And then you notice, if you continue looking up, you are looking directly at the enormous cylindrical spires that are just like 15 or 16 different, Coast Guard, what are those? The ship towers? What am I talking about?
Lighthouse.
Lighthouses. Yeah, like in terms of height, maybe 15 or 16 different lighthouses all stitched together in a weird conglomeration that is the air spires. And that's what you're seeing, kind of looking up from the angle of the depressed stairway. It's very depressed. As you reach the top, with Heron, who is kind of ahead of you, just sliding armor forward.
Howard, wait a second. I should be through any second.
It's a doorway. It's just a door. It's a wooden door. What the This magic is... God, I'm just gonna keep walking up. If they come, then you just stay here. His voice gets distant. And you hear at the top of the stairs,
And then I'll come.
Aaron's... What? Lisa wants to know what you're doing. Are they coming or not?
No. No, they went to get breakfast instead of doing something useful. I guess it's just us.
Do you have one of those message stones? No. Makes sense.
Why the fuck would I want to be in contact with these people? I forgot this existed.
Aaron has one.
Did that get disintegrated with him? He had one.
Might have magical item, yes.
Well, I would have gotten his, but it's gone forever. Yeah, I'll run up the stairs. How did I just point up to the spires? How did this form? Did you make a bunch of lighthouses and then they decided to connect them all together, or?
It is the most effective port of the airships we have in for the city. There are many options we have thought of and considered with this age of cultivation. It is design, it is initial design, and all of us improved on it. You see, some roofs have green gaps and some of them have red. The tallest ones have black.
Does that signify something?
The tallest ones are the ones you were in. The black ones are Zandres. And she rarely uses them. So they are normally free access. There are other pointless rooms. They function as...
Wait, is this me, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
These functions as meeting halls, gardens, and sometimes, I suppose, in medical emergencies, dedicated recovery rooms.
Does King Reeves live in one of these?
No, he lives in the far opposite side of the city, at Kingstock Keep. And you look where he points. I mean, there's a kind of angle where you can see the very, very top of 4 large square brick towers that rise just to your eye level above buildings, and then in the center of that there's an extra half height of a central brick tower, square, I say brick, but like tall rectangular, and then the central tall rectangular structure in the very, very center. It's more of a fort, much like Fort Nagrom. It's much smaller than Fort Nagrom. Fort Nagrom has a tower inside the actual mountain because the dwarves have built it. This is just human engineering sticking out.
Does the government of the sanctuary, you don't collaborate with them?
Well, yes, we do. We have been messaging, communicating with the other sanctuaries across the continents on behalf of the government of Koi.
There's multiple sanctuaries on other continents?
Sanctuaries, equivalently the humans' designated land of most of the continents. The sanctuary only has a fort in Omesh, one of the roughest continents. I don't think there is a land known as Adrian. I don't believe there is any sanctuary there. So we have dedicated interest in at least 4 of the 5 continents.
Mm.
But you are coming with us for the armor. and I see no one
I
else.
just wanted to meet the magic weapon dude.
Or did you want to meet the smith?
Because your organization seems to have one contact in the city. I thought it's best that I know him as well.
Well, one contact that we have access to.
None of you have the ability to make magical items.
We do, but the enchanting time and the process of energy required in output is much greater.
It's not
Takes a long time, is the problem. And I am constantly monitoring with satellites, equivalently just floating sky beacons invisible to the mortal. 200 years ago, that was a different situation, and it was the reason I was hired into the city. I made sure that Tulum Port could be protected from the tsunamis that faced its northern seas. For that, they were indebted to us. They gave us high-ranking positions of power in their government, and we moved between all of the cities with ease. They gave us unlimited control as long as we protected their cities from danger. That is why I'm here. That is what I do. We do not need armies. We have the four of us, and the wisdom of Satan.
And,
This one.
and 4 random guys you found.
Oh, it's you.
Were you watching us for a long time?
You have nearly no choice. It is
Makes sense.
it is mostly your family friend and the Herod Oscar mother. They are powerful knights of the city. They have big signatures. Another signature that Zandria was tracking from one time was that scroll that girl child was holding. I'm assuming for you.
Yeah, I gave it to her to hold
That's
closer. And
the one inside. It's not what we thought. There was we thought the scroll itself was holding its own magical energy.
it was held by like an ancient necromancer from before the Great Divide.
Herod's eyes are just like wide open, just like, what the fuck are you telling him all this?
What are you confused about, Heron? This is our employer now.
And he's dead permanently.
One would assume he was disintegrated, but the scroll, which I hadn't seen before, was where his corpse was, so I assume...
It lived because it's a mortal object of necromantic power. Don't worry, we are not aligned with any necromancer. It's all
That you know.
that we know of.
I mean, he went... so my passing acquaintance that I knew went with him to one of your big temples because he wanted to get exercised. And then Necrodamus came back and my passing acquaintance was gone. And he said he was inside of his master who was inside him. So I'm going to assume they're just all inside the scroll.
It would be much worse if by disintegrating him it meant freeing the possible
That would have sucked.
double inverted threat.
Yeah, the beast that was inside was really ugly.
There is the threat is contained. But as long as it remains here, as long as Andre's eyes remain on the city. That is all that matters. And as long as we work to support her, the city will not be in danger.
You're not equals in this
She is
collaboration?
the one who was invested in finding the power of the Ark. She is an ancient relic, like a ship that was buried from a long time ago. She was the one desperate for alternative means of power and the measurement of it, so she made Atma. The Academic Continental Medical Association.
You guys were sending groups of mages into the underground?
Or we were sending our junior mages into the orbit we call wizards, into the underground through the Sword and Shield Guild, who was also sending, I believe, religious military as well. So there were multiple guilds scouring the underground of the King's Bay to try and eradicate any threats that would exist. This has not ended, and in fact there are, of course, inconsistent but still constant underground minor threats, and the temple has been constantly at work to purge them. Minor mages have always been capable of dealing with small hordes of the goblins and such. Normally. And as you've been walking, you see him stop at the entryway to what looks like any regular building, mundane. It's maybe like the rest of the ones in your current area. They're 30 feet tall. This is a brick building, and it's rather long, at least 40 feet wide, and you see there's two different doorways. He enters the one on the left. You see above it there is a kind of iron sign, and it's not painted. There is a carving, like a hard carved sign of an anvil. Only on one side, which is funny. You head up in through iron bars, and you can feel as you're going upstairs the kind of heat is progressively building. And you enter a room that has an average temperature of like 35 degrees Celsius. So you're cooking in here, and then you notice that there is a kind of sound, snoring, unconscious, I would say, really guttural snore, which you have heard this same type of guttural noise from a specific type of short, battle-chested creature. As you turn the corner, you're aware, almost before seeing them, that this is a dwarf.
Dwarf, yeah.
This is Greg.
My boy!
No. As you see an unconscious man sitting at the edge of a... They're basically like the kind of wide berth furnace. Just unconscious.
If you have access to weak mages, why don't you just employ them to help make magic items for you?
Because we want to make them stronger, quicker. We want to dedicate their learning to being combat mages and decent protective forces which require pushing, require dedication, which only comes from being forced to use your magic in new ways, testing yourself against challenges that you are aware could lead to your death. It does have a tendency when it comes to the wizards, as we call the level of mages. It allows them to spontaneously and creatively engineer new patterns in their mind, unlocking new spells simply by being forced to face their fears.
So sorcerers.
That is a word we use for mages that are gaining power from otherworldly beings. Sorcerers are oracles, or are blessed with power from dark beings, positive or negative. And channeling that, they are able to exceed heights.
Positive dark beings? And maybe light beings?
There has been occasions where mages do channel the positive element of a divine to unlock similar powers of an oracle.
So that's just a cleric?
No, because their talent is forced by themselves and often it is just tied to the link of their blood, like Heron here. He is what I would also call a sorcerer, even though he is a mage and a knight. And says, I do not qualify that terminology. I am a knight of the perdition. I'm a paladin or a warrior of the divine. And then if you were part of Akma, you would be called a sorcerer. And that is why he does not subscribe to our guild, as we would call it.
It's confusing. You should come up with like a universal naming structure for how systems of power work for mages. It's much easier for people to understand.
We do.
I don't know, that seems pretty simple to understand.
It seems
me.
that
Maybe you're dumb.
just need to understand magic better. Do you have any understanding of Atma studies?
I can cast Mage Hand like twice a day.
Well, Magisters, as you might know, are aged, well studied, and have a powerful position like in a magistry, which can only be acquired through centuries of study, through acts of self-preservation and transformation. Priests, enhancers, and healers through boons and pacts with divinity. Sorcerers who get their power from the world beyond. Wizards, the youngest. And magicians, gifted like you, but without the need of study. And growth is limited, stunted, because of it.
I mean, I studied for 60 years, but
Seems you've been stunted.
yeah, it wasn't no natural talent.
In our association, we have the Fighters of the Arcade, which are champions. Power is given by divinity to conquer or protect, and then OMEN fighters. Middle to high-ranking warriors of war, warriors of magic, equal to at least 5 soldiers, 5 to 15 men. And then
These are
heroic sparks, which are our weakest, equal to 2 to 5 men.
the ranks of Akma. Good to know.
The common ones you'll find in the city of Akma are wizards, which are your everyday, run-of-the-mill support. Help the city out, because that is what they get paid to do. Normally by noble aristocrats, or sometimes you'll even see escorts. There is a reason for them to be here, they're not. And he just keeps talking to you while in front of a snoring guy. Heron dumps the armor, clink, clink, on the floor. He says, can you go wake up, please? My shoulder is incredibly sore. And you watch as Mitzo walks over and just kind of holds his hand above the dwarf's head. You can see he's obviously covered in soot. Thick, knotted hair that looks to be just like uncared for, overworked. Features slumped. He's clearly in a deep sleep, and Heron's just. Mitzo holds a hand, a faint kind of blue glow emanates down onto the head of this.
Maybe try a poison curative effect.
He is simply dreaming.
Oh, never mind.
I'll let these dream. You see the dwarf, without a sound, just kind of raise his head. Alright, that was a good sleep there. For 30 minutes at least. Oh, who are you? What a more else. Great.
Hi there.
I have nothing to say to you. What do you want?
Fair
And
enough.
he looks at me, sir. These 2 armaments. What do you require for repair? Quickly. You have 10 days before they will be urgently required. I will make it work. I have and as he's muttering, you see Mitchell turns to you.
What's your name?
This is Marathor Hammerhead of the Crag Morgons. He was the last of this continent, of his kind. He's 230 years old, and you're never tired of saying that one in front of people for me.
Of the Crags. You hail from Krueler?
Under it, yeah.
Okay.
Kind of all around, but it wasn't like I remember where I came from it well. Continent kind of split open, walls of my home opened up to the sky and sent on to save my life. So I'm lucky, I guess. And you see the room he's in is a tiny, cramped, 20 wide by 35 long, one apartment room. But it's like just a furnace, a sleeping cot in the corner, and like a place where a bowl and water will be held for washing his face. This
dude's living good.
You can see a sack on the corner where there's probably some food.
New York, they'd be like $5,000 a month. Well, nice to meet you.
It's also under his skilled hands, Mithril and adamantine are transformed into weaponry and armor of the best quality of the city. It does not come cheap.
It's good.
Your dwelling is cramped, but I'm sure this will give you some wiggle room, Barthol. And he summons, like you just saw before, golden twine, a thick chest of the exact same description, even with the kind of inside sack floating in space.
Interesting.
And as he's weaving that energy into his hand, Mariko's like, he's looking at Ray's arm. Ancient enchantment, I don't think I'll be able to do it, I'm sorry. This looks like, you know that, you know, and he looks up and he's like, you know what you both are. It's got silver inscriptions written over it, I can't decipher it. You know, if you go to Territorial Vasul, you'll know.
I can translate them for you, if you want.
Sure. Don't know if I'll do that. It's more about knowing the magic that's bound into the words. Can you tell me what that, and he points to a word that says the speed of, and then it's just like, that's it in that part.
Is it broken and it lost the rest of the, okay.
It's got 3 massive red marks through the whole thing.
The speed of the whole thing.
Or something. So I can't even see what it's supposed to say.
The guy who owns it was supposed to come here, but he was hungry.
You look starved as well.
Yep.
That's Mitsu saying love you. But maybe I should summon some food for you, though it will not last so long in your stomach. He was once a small boy who was stuck on the way in the mountain. You are the standalone survivor of a tragic catastrophe that buried his civilization. In the tunnels we were just in, actually. I had you in the Cragborn tunnels. Well, we were in the human part of it, under near Kingsway, under the mountains north.
It was terrible.
They used it for magic, so I brought it down. I don't want to talk about it, but so let's get over this.
Are you an enchanter, hammerhead?
I do both, but I master work and enchantment. There is limits. But I can't see the runes I'm supposed to be fixing. It's more likely that I repair the armor without repairing the enchantment. What that means is that the magic will break, and there will be nothing but mithril. We can send the supply of mithril we have here, enough to fix it with your tier 17. You can talk to them, or you can tell your friend to go to the newest human city and
I'll just bring him here.
That doesn't really work. He's an enchanter who needs his workspace. Doesn't work here. We don't really have like a magical enchantment room here.
I turned to me, so why don't you have a magical enchantment room here?
I do. I just don't want anything this month.
Why don't you make another one then?
We can.
You're busy with the aerial defenses.
No, he's got a good point. Inherent said, seriously, Mitz, I think we should compromise here. And
honestly, it doesn't sound like you need the mercenaries. You need like an administrator.
We can put a temporary magical setup inside of your fort. So the
Sure.
Elephant Man can make work of a quarter of your magical infirmary. It will work. And your resources from across the continent where you left your things with we've had the King's House contact us about a group of centaur ushers that were running away from the Northern Lands. We acquired their gear at some cost.
What gear?
There were some supplies on a cart that the centaur was taking before he disappeared.
Oh, that gear! I was looking for that. Yeah, that'd be great.
Be in your fault.
Brilliant.
You've made use of that. I'm sure you're aware. And the dwarf is just like looking really impatient now after that moment of Mitza just cutting him out.
You can ignore us, Barretto. You can stop.
Seriously, I already told you, I can't do anything with that armor. I can fix cut-ins, but I'm not doing anything else. I've got the week off, okay? And you see Mitzo's just like giving him death stares.
So you had the week off?
You've never seen an elf look like consciously angry towards, or at least not this type of passive aggressive.
Man's been spending too much time around humans. I can relate.
The dwarf takes it as a sort of surprise, like, oh, it'll be done in 10 days. Head armor, and I will take the...
We're doing something very important, Barretto. You just have to take my word for it.
I will take the mithril to the fort. Where is it? It's one of the towers of the central merchant's walk. Closer to the end of the city. To the King's Spear.
Yeah, Barretto, I'm gonna assume you don't work with leather.
I have the skills to repair if it need be, yeah. But your lumbering weavers, Lombara Weavers Mill is in the center of the city, and they work with most of the clothing designs for the city.
Just look down at my pineapples.
I've got a leather bib.
It's fine.
For a dwarf,
I need armor, not. I'm fine with clothes.
I've got some studded leather, but it's more human size. I mean, I could refit it, but you need to be staying here for the day, and I gotta get on Heaven's work, so why don't you just follow?
We'll do it later.
Alright, good.
Is it magic?
It's masterwork.
Okay, we're doing it about it, then I could get it somewhere else.
He's got a tongue. Thank you, Mitzo, for bringing such positive company to my place. It's not his fault. He is the last of his kind. Mitzo's like telling you as he leaves. And it's like, just warming myself up and leaving already. Fine.
You can stay if you want.
I enjoy seeing a forge at work. Fuck off, Helen. I know where I'm not wanted.
You know each other?
It's not the first time I've
I mean, he's the one magical craftsman in the entire ginormous city.
I mean, he didn't make my armor, he made my sword, but...
Who made your armor? We should get that guy to help us.
Aaron just continues to walk off towards me.
Hey, Aaron, who made your armor?
So
made your armor? I thought he didn't make
tell us
items.
where the keep is so we can get some rest and maybe buy some beds? I promise you the fort has only been equipped with enough sleeping requirements for you and the rest and that little girl. We will need to get a new bed for the elephant man. I will arrange that now. I believe the 2 keys that were given to you have been taken, and Harold's like, this one did you, this one did you?
I'm staring at you. No, I don't have one. I thought that Ray was going to follow us, but he went to the People's Fathering, I think, for...
No, we're in the People's Fathering.
He went to the bazaar to
That's
get
right,
breakfast. I'm going to assume Oscar went with him.
Well,
Sure, they're
I'll
having a
just
great
jump over
time.
to the bazaar. I don't know where they're going to be. Oh, I know where they are. There's only one place that Oscar goes that's close to the Jewel Vault and Bazaar. It's the Solomon Sentence. It's his home.
You mean the place we went to?
No,
His other home.
I'm not sure how many homes he has. He jumps between houses a lot.
That's unfortunate.
Yes, it's a bar. It's in the High Post House. Heron just stands
I
there
guess-
half naked and straight with you.
I guess me and they were matching. I guess me and Miso, just me and Miso will go to the keep then.
Okay, so I have Mitsu is like the magical gear is being arranged. Now I have to deal with the magical bedding that must be provided. Where do you voice this from?
They're going to the keep, aren't you?
I'm going to get bedding first in the lumber weaver mill, and then I will be in the fort. If you go to the
When is the elephant guy coming?
I have to go get him after I get him a bed and set up his spot inside of the fort.
Or
It's a tower. Your inside space is at most 14 feet wide, but there is 4 stories. It's
it's a tower.
a barracks tower. Yes, what was. It's right at the edge of where the lumber weaver mills hit the pier, along the Merchant's Row.
Okay, well I don't have a key, so I guess I'll go with Aaron.
Or you can come with me to Sertuli.
No, I'm good.
I want to be fine.
Can't.
Maintain title watches.
Take me with you.
Just whisper it. It's like, why did my magic fail? I don't know, you're just bad.
Wouldn't you like to know magic?
And Heron, still with his magical
counterspell
boots,
was good.
which were not taken off and were not destroyed, he just runs.
Yeah, there is.
I catch up to him unless he's faster than us.
Yeah, it's a
You have to like
He's got
hold
35.
the spell.
So
That
he's
is the
same.
opposite
God
of the
damn
spell
it.
that I casted.
Wait up.
Yeah, so someone was causing haste.
So 4 hours
Held
later,
your action to cast spell.
Why are we running? Why are we jogging this whole distance?
it'll be 8 hours if we don't.
Only we could get a carriage or a horse or something.
Just be a
Right.
teleport.
We don't have any money.
I have 27 gold. I'm gonna buy. Okay,
You do not find Ray.
not looking for him.
You find
I'm trying to keep up with Heron.
Heron hits the corner part of the city and says, "All right, Cicero, let's go get breakfast."
You want some bread?
Oh, you've got breakfast. Cool. He just rips off a chunk of what you've got and just
It was 5 silver. Why is everything so expensive?
It's because it's crisped. It's got good heating and
It's oven baked.
I should have asked.
they've just got good ovens.
I should have asked. For the sale was.
Yeah. Well, we're going into a place that costs even more money,
My
so I'm
mouth tastes
sure
like
you can
blood.
get some stale stuff there for 5 silver.
Okay. Where you going?
This way.
I got it. Fine.
I'm actually going to get a coffee as well. And, you know,
What is
he
that?
detours you for 5 minutes, and you smell some really horrible, strong smells. But we cut to. Well, we cut to. It looks like that's Oscar.
Oh, where's Oscar?
Who's Oscar?
Who is he?
You
No, where's Oscar?
head down, and you head down. There is. This is your normal home, and for an account check, how many people do you think regularly are in there? Like, how many do you think are regular locals? Like 4 or 5? Do you think that'd be like closer to 10?
Oh, I think depends on the day. I think peak we probably can get like Monday is probably a little less.
This is first thing in the morning. This is probably by the time you've walked across.
Oh yeah,
the
mornings
city,
are
like
probably
9
like
a.m.
maybe like 6 or 7.
6 or 7 people. Okay, the normal 6 or 7 are still there. They're still equally not chatty. They're deep in their thoughts and they're longing to be somewhere else, which is why they're always here. And then you notice, not your brother, but your family. You notice 2 grey-robed mages sitting at your bar, either side of what looks like a proper noble. Felix, would you like to describe your character? You are in like a cellar bar in which you watched Oscar walk into or walk down into
What you see
before.
is a very charming, well-groomed noble with blonde hair, nice pale skin, and golden eyes. He seems to have the insignia of the August family that is engraved on a brooch, Augusti, as a brooch, as he has a nice fanciful cape.
Augustinus?
Yes.
Augustus.
August.
Well, that's the I saw it day.
Yeah. Okay.
So unfortunately, you're not actually even aware, if you were to say that you're not aware of that family.
You notice him in his noble blue clothes, because blue is harder to make.
Very true.
Deja vu. Deja.
What is blue?
But his family crest seems to be golden,
Need some lapis lazuli.
following his golden eyes. Around him, he seems to be heavily intoxicated, drinking some of your finest wines.
Good.
You can see there's just 2 bottles that have been taken off the shelves.
As you also see your clerk kind of looking scared a little bit
Okay.
about this customer.
I was going to say, yeah, I think you're just unsure. Maybe not scared, just unsure.
Not scared, just more like he's taking all the expensive wines.
Is Leif just sort of like giving me a side eye a little bit?
Yeah. I think in the way where he's not even looking when you walk in. He stops looking at the figures at the table and he just stares at you.
I will walk past him
Silently.
I'll walk behind the counter into our little back room.
Oscar mans the bar and then leaves the bar and enters the side door chamber.
As I walk past, I'll just sort of like give Leif a nod, sort of like follow.
Do you walk past this noble?
Yeah.
Probably.
On the other side of the bar, yeah.
On the other side of the bar.
Thanks.
Yeah. You don't even give him a side glance or anything?
Oh. You're gross.
You dare ignore me?
I give Morgan.
The character Felix has always wanted to play it.
It's an amazing style, I'm not gonna lie, this is perfect. The other who has a kind of resemblance to Oscar, you can see he's just kind of doesn't know how to take this noble, and instead of saying anything, sticks to what he's always done and just keeps staring at the noble and then just closes the door behind him and just enters the side room, just like totally cutting you out.
Wise.
How dare they? God!
Muffled from the other side. That's fucking
Who is that man?
I believe he's coming with the Continental Magical Association. They said that they would be staying here for as long as he demanded.
Gross.
Wonderful.
I don't think he's. He said he was of a family title that I've never heard of. But I don't know of the families in this city. He said he's a duke, and yet he's not of a duke title that we know.
It's because his title's not of this city.
It's very. It reminds me of another.
Yes.
Right, good.
It's important he stays around. We need to find his family.
Did this seriously just walk into a bar?
I must say, my
This
family.
feels like not an opportunity. This feels like a setup.
Probably is. Make sure he's not damaged in any way.
I can make sure that no damage comes to his brain. Yes.
I will mend the bar. I need some information on the 5 overlords. Put Eric on it.
Your brother looks confused, and then there's kind of like this percolating realization where he's like,
You share with clothes?
where did you... The only time I've heard overlords is from our sister. She said it in a rambling. 5 overlords? The 5 tallest towers of the air spires. That's got to be what that means. So your brother very quickly is putting together smaller pieces.
One of them named Miso Grand Chuzo, who appears to have close relations with Count of Coin.
You see your brother just like slides a piece of paper from behind him forward, gets out an inkwell, gives it. Scratch badge. How much are we expecting briberies needed? Are the coffers needed for this?
Take what you need. We have 10 days before I have to leave. Unfortunately, I'm debted. I can get myself out eventually.
I will make sure our sister is looks after while you're gone. At night when I close. You stay out of the big battles, brother. We need you here in the city. See, he finishes signing something and then he covers his hand with it and the ink just disappears from the paper. Our brother will be...
He'll reach behind, grab like a little button-up shirt and like some gloves and he'll put on his uniform. Yeah. Alright, now let me deal with this guy.
Cracks his knuckles.
I'll just stay.
Pulls out a shotgun.
I'll get some more drinks in the back.
It's less effective than just punching people.
Automatic cloth.
Your brother acknowledges the job you have to do talking to this guy and leaves you to it.
Starts making a bomb.
I will grab...
Just pulls dynamite from the top shelf.
Unfortunate.
I'll grab one
Saving
of
this for a
our
rainy day.
more expensive liquors.
Whoa.
What is it?
I'll grab 2 sort of glasses.
What type of liquor?
Yeah.
It's a cognac.
Okay.
Okay. How old?
Where was it made?
I don't know. I don't order
You're a
them.
terrible
What
barman.
is taste profile?
It's called Cognac Parfumé.
What does that mean in common?
What year is it?
How old is it? How many?
It's roughly 465 years old.
Okay, so you're talking 1,000s.
Yes.
Damn.
It's roughly
Okay, how much is it?
150
8,000
gold,
gold.
per bottle.
Jesus.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
So you even see the titling of the area is different. It is 1,000 DR, not tier.
Dude, that's OP.
And I'll
1,000 DR? That's not fucking dying at all.
That's what it
you
gives
take
you.
your liquor, well, smooth or neat?
Can you come out to him?
Yeah.
Just the one.
You dare ignore me!
Just put their hands on the
It takes a while, he looks at the bottle, he's like,
Just looking at everything's covered in gasoline. Two wizards are just sure
well, I like it smooth.
Smooth.
You are actually quite observant one. I did not know you were a worker.
Yes, I am.
Well, have you heard tales of me? I am
He says very drunk.
I am Eric Doddsmere Augustine the Third.
A small bit of saliva runs down his mouth.
Was that an Augustine the First? The Third?
I am the Third.
There's three of me.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Augustine the Third.
There's three of you too.
My name is Oscar. I'm glad that you've
The
taken
first.
your time to fully establish yourself here.
Well, of course, because I have been posted here by my family far away, so I may not cause any problems.
Ah, yes, the merry whims of family. They a way of tying people to different locations. Say, what have you been... I can't say I've heard of your name around here recently. Have you moved here within a few days?
I have arrived simply yesterday.
His father wished him to be removed from the district.
Your
One of the
father?
mages beside him says.
What a dick.
And what would your father's name be?
You do not talk about my father that way.
His father has banished him from the private funds of his royal holdings, he says, and just kind of gives a really, like, I'm not getting paid for this look to the jury.
And I take it your men here, being directly paid by your father.
Of course, they are my men, and I will do whatever I want. Men, become my footstool.
Your Dukeness, one of them
Cause triple him off.
One of them gets onto his hands and knees, and you start hearing incantations whispered at his feet. And you see, as magic is cast in this room, you see all of the torches on the walls that have been very dim just seem to bright and grow. And then you notice that the mage on his left has quite physically transformed into a footstool.
Oh my, I was right.
Now, you see, I
He
have
just
been
doesn't leave the floor. He just disappears below the countertop and just is gone.
forced for all of these beautiful things, infinite women, money, but it was all taken away by my evil father, the Duke.
I couldn't have sworn to hear, but I thought you were the Duke.
No, I am third in line for the heir.
Oh, but you are in line.
Of course. My siblings weren't in the way. I would become head of the family.
Siblings. His alcohol of his body working well.
Brothers or sisters?
I have many.
What about the first and the second?
Christopher and Klaus.
Strong names. Male.
The sixth are in the way.
They sound like formidable opponents in your succession.
Of course, one of my brothers is trying to become a paladin.
Oh, Paladin.
One of the Sephiroths.
Or the Sephiroths.
And
how
the
that
other
going?
is a nobleman of, well, an aristocrat, way stronger and more powerful than I could ever hope to imagine.
Well, power is a funny thing. It has a way of being there when you need it. You said your brother was intending to become a paladin beneath the Sephira.
I think he's very drear, and I don't care what he does.
So is that you take no interest, or is that you do not know?
Of course, nothing is more powerful than the August family's name.
Would you like another drink?
Of course.
Wonderful. I'll pour him another glass.
Pour him another glass. You see the mage beside him says, "Excuse me, my lord, I must use the privet. I have not pierced in a day. I won't be out, if you will let me. Or do I need to cast another demi-plane?"
Did I dismiss you?
"Very well, my lord." He stares there solemnly.
Go. Get out of my sight.
Stands up. Your Grace.
So, you arrived yesterday. How long are you planning to stay? Days, weeks, months, years?
Well, if my arrogant father didn't send me here, I will be here to establish counseling to the noble families around here. And I am here to bring an iron hand for my family's name.
And how do you plan on doing that?
That is for my men to figure out and for me to prosper for.
A very reasonable decision. Well, if you ever need a place to stay, do not fear to purchase a room in the solemn sentence.
Purchase a room? Who are you?
I had already introduced myself. Oscar.
You seem more in line with noble etiquette than a normal commoner.
Oh, I am simply... I don't come from the bottom ilk, but I am no noble such as yourself.
I see.
Sweet talking.
Well, maybe I will stay here for a little bit until I get better accommodation.
Yes, well, we have some of the best accommodation in the city, obviously, except for the one that you choose, of course.
Of course.
And we will cut to Ray, who notices a frantic grey-robed mage alone, unlike every other one you've seen in pairs so far, walking quickly out of a building.
He's on top of the building.
He's on what looks like a floor of a kind of raised, elevated, ramped area where you can see multiple kind of like, it's like a second-story bridged entire neighborhood. And you notice that he exits the building by himself, looks like he's shaky, bends the corner around, and still within your eye view begins to just leak out the corner of the building. He looks like he's standing still, and then you can slowly hear this like sound of liquid hitting cobblestone streets. And you notice the sign above him does not say SS. It does not say solemn sentence, it says SS. Like a beautiful cursive intertwining double S's.
Maybe that's it. The guy's still a story above me, right? Yeah. Maybe that's normal for this place. Is the door closed?
It's hanging open, like this man has left in a rush and has not turned back to do the proper thing, close properly. You don't hear anyone?
Hello? Oscar?
if you tap on the door a few more times, you notice that the door just like naturally open inside, and there's just a long downwards tunnel hallway of stairs, kind of very much how you came up out of when you first did the teleport.
I'm going to turn around. Is there more passerbys?
There's like one or two. There's a few.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I'm looking for the.
Oh, what the fuck are you? Don't talk to me, freak.
I'm looking for the solemn sentence.
Oh, yes. Oh, lovely bar. There's no privy, though. That's my only problem with it.
Where is it?
What a terrible bar.
It's down that stairway just in front of you. You're very close, good sir. You did very well.
I'm going to roll an insight check.
Go for it.
He's lying.
So unjumping with this whole thing.
Well, I just saw a fucking guy melt. Kind of weird. That one. 12.
Like luckily you don't tilt your head that much, so your broad-brimmed hat kind of does cover most of your features. And even by time you kind of get the idea that he might start to wonder, you turn your body so that the sword is facing him, and you see he very quickly goes, I'm gonna remove the guild. Sorry. You don't need to bother you.
What, guild?
What? He turns around and slowly walks away. He kind of like half turns one eye to face you. Just don't follow me. Please. She walks.
What is with the city?
I wish I knew.
I will keep walking.
Something in the water.
Okay.
See if I can see anything else. Because this is.
You notice there, in terms of like regular stores, there's really not much. These are a lot of homes, kind of tightly packed, but enough that there's still like a 5-foot wide alley between each, where you can see most of these are all fenced off walls. So you're kind of on the axis of a main road and two thoroughfares that are kind of crisscrossing. You can see at the very top of this kind of elevated bridge plateau, there seems to be a river that's going directly underneath it, and a kind of fountain that's pouring up in the very center at the top. You can see lovely forested bushes that have lost most of their leaves, and in that type of a season, are kind of slowly growing new buds, seeding new flowers, and the pink blossoms are kind of barely sprouting out of the trees that you can see. This is probably the most green compared to the place you just came from. There is more actual design in flora that exists around you.
I'm gonna knock on a house.
Yeah, you bypass what looks like a few things that could be your idea of what might be a shop front like all the other ones you've seen, but even that, it's just a front entrance to an estate, and these are signs, but you find, I'm going to say you don't find the biggest looking house, you just find a regular, mundane looking 40-foot wide 2-story house. You open its small kind of front lawn gate, and you make your way up cobble steps to the front porch, to the front door. Who is it?
It's a passerby. I have a question.
You see the door opens, and you see a 2-foot tall little human just opens it.
Oh, hi. Oh, hello there.
Hi.
The SS across the road.
Dog.
Do you... Panda. Do you know what store that is? The SS.
She kind of like takes a step outside and like looks down the street.
Very trusting.
My mum passes out there every
she
day.
like walks past you and she graces your fur, and then she's like,
Walks out
oh, like notices that you're furry.
Cat.
Mom and Dad say I can't go there.
Are they here?
Yeah,
No, they have jobs like normal people.
Mom. Mom. You hear?
The girl just opened the front door and the mother didn't even notice. Oh no.
You hear in an outside.
Oh, good.
It's like brick and force. When you see the inside, nice wooden boards. You hear. This is a very tiny child. You hear very, very loud footsteps.
Mother is wide.
And you see a woman that you're surprised can fit through the doorway.
Nice. It's Patty's ancestor.
Hey, what do you want?
I understand why she didn't come to the door.
What are you doing, Gussie?
Human?
Yeah, human. Get inside. Okay, Mom.
Not sound like a human.
Well, it also sounds like a Goliath. Or an orc. Ma'am.
Man has never talked to a person in his life.
No, when you say it in an accent, it sounds like.
Hey, Mom.
Are you Gussie's little friend?
Do you know what the SS building over there is?
Oh, yeah, there's nightly entertainment and drinking.
Oh.
I love her.
Sometimes fucking.
Can you try to recruit her? That'd be great.
So this isn't a solemn sentence.
So I thought it was the seductive Solomon. Nah, that's my right's name.
Throwing down the entire fun.
And she tilts your tiny little hat. Not tiny, your wide hat up. Oh, you can see she's just like she's a very wide woman, but you can hear the sound of and you can also smell the strong smoke and some sort of dry herb leaf that has been clearly wearing away at her. We go there for drinks.
Do you know where the solemn sentence is? I'm trying to find my friend.
You see she doesn't have pants on as she walks outside. She's a big woman, just kind of lumbering. And you hear, "Whoa, Mommy! Baby!" And you hear from down the road, you hear clunk, 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 and you see a soldier that looks like, also kind of big, but not that big. Fully armored.
Hey, princess.
What do you want?
Hey, princess.
I'm on work, love. Where's the Solomon's Entrance? Oh, it's right over here. Yes, there.
The hall?
The Solomon's Entrance.
Oh, okay.
Right over there.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
As you were somewhat led into their direction, you can hear behind you the kind of loud stomping and panting. Oh no! I can probably fix it because it's still frame.
You can put a black box.
That's it. That's it. You hear the loud panting of two people approaching the kind of direction adjacent to you that you're coming from. So over the kind of raised red, you see Redhead, Heron, and Cicero with barely any clothing, completely drenched
Took
in
you 4
sweat.
hours to run down the road. I'm impressed.
No, he walked very. He did this. He took his time.
You chilled.
And you see the little girl's like, "I see you, little friend."
Hello.
Her hand barely waves above the picket fence.
But the girl? Oh, I thought this was.
Hello.
Quarrel.
No, she looks back and she's not surprised by your changing tone. Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Cicero.
We made it hard.
This is the ball.
Oh my god, my leg!
Cicero's just held. Hera just holds Cicero's back as Cicero's like half collapsing onto the floor.
You got any healing spells? Alright. We found you.
Hello.
I'm gonna throw up.
So is that hole the one that they pointed out? Is that
It is.
okay? So I don't know what sort of establishment Oscar runs.
Hey, I never said I run it.
True, Oscar's is tens.
Yeah.
This is Oscar's other house.
Yes,
Oh, it's a bar.
apparently
It's just like
brothel.
a downwards cellar entrance that does seem to lead to a large set of
What have I heard?
ornate.
Oscar is a brothel.
No,
The lady over there sits up.
I'm sure there's probably entertainment once a week. You know, that's how you keep up profits. I don't know.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Pay attention to the
Let's
police.
go down there.
Look, at least you'll get drinks. You won't get any food, but oh right, look at that. He's got food. This one, you can.
It's empty, but maybe.
No,
Cool.
if I eat anything, I'm gonna hurl.
We'll make you drink things.
For a
It's
bit.
better. And as you descend down,
Why did you punch me?
You'll be okay.
The dwarf guy can't fix your armor.
Cicero just falls.
The wolf guy can't fix your armor.
Okay. Do you have it?
No. Oh, he's got it. Okay. Maybe a pachyderm guy can fix it.
He said there's another creature that's on another city that can fix it for you. But apparently that person from the other city is coming here by force. So that guy, that elf is a mover. Knows things.
There's a lot of things that happen around here by force. Yes.
Humans, we have a tendency to. It's everyone else's fault. He descends the stairs. Probably they're not.
How long am I with this Eric guy?
4 hours.
You're with him for about I'd say a 30-minute conversation.
In that 30 minutes, how much information do I get?
I'll be it with Felix right now.
No.
Do it.
That there is a
You get
heavily
nothing.
drunk
He forgot its name, so heavily drunk.
I think the
man. He remembers his name. It's just a bit
yeah.
loopy.
Felix doesn't. but
The
the character
problem
does.
with passing, like, effectively, we passed through 20 minutes of conversation between you guys, but then, continuing any more than 30 minutes, you start to notice the words he says slur really heavily. So the words he's trying to say become very jumbled, and being able to articulate where he's specifically talking about becomes more difficult.
It's
Okay, I'm used to drunk people.
Yeah.
Do I get any information on where he came from?
Yeah, you get the idea that he was coming from the Vaulted Bazaar. That's a place where his family runs a lot of their business. I would say the only other thing that you also know is that his father, he's got obviously his brother Klaus. His father, which the Major talked about. I think the only location that they could tell you is that he had, as Felix's character says, there's business that his father was doing in the Kingstock Keep for the king, and so he lived before around that area and has been pushed out. So you get two ideas where he lived before this, and you're obviously sure that he's either in a divorced family or they own multiple estates and just run through Vaulted Bazaar and near the Kingstock Keep, which is really close to the Lumber Weavers Mill and the pier. So they could have a pier home residence and a Vaulted Bazaar apartment as a kind of good idea, but he would never be given the specifics, not without a lot more.
Great. Thank you.
You know, there's a conspiracy. My mother was assassinated by an alterating party.
Who do you think it might have been?
After investigating the crime many times, I think it's my father's first wife.
Who is?
Or himself.
Who's your father's first wife? What's her name?
My father's first wife. His name is Madame Eden, Duchess of August.
That sounds like a deplorable man.
Of course. That sniveling wench.
That seems to bring up old memories. Here, have another drink.
I thank you. I would say this wine is quite delectable.
Actually, it's cognac. It's not wine.
Oh, you swapped it around. I am absolutely plastic.
Perhaps you should make your way to the betting rooms.
Right. Wait a minute. I see movement out there. What are the...
You feel beneath your feet the stool under you shift, and a figure kind of righting itself, cracking its neck. Sir, I've been reminded that I also require privy. I've not been able to hear what you've been talking about, but am I able to leave? As he says that, and kind of is also gesturing.
Oh, actually, excuse me, sir. Before you do that, someone's going to have to pay. His tab is currently 450 gold pieces.
Yes, we will. He begins to write a type of, pulls out a piece of paper, rips out a small sleeve.
You ain't getting shit.
Folded, writes you basically what is a check. It's the Continental, that stool did not do me good. Continental Magical Association will pay for the drinks for the last time.
Thank you very much.
Yes. And the maid kind of leans over and says, if he ever buys drinks from here again, allow the tab to be on us, but do not allow him to buy again. And
certainly.
And he
would you appreciate that would you advise that I recommend the cheaper?
I don't think I can. He says in a kind of defeated, quiet
Are you saying that you're going to give me hogwash if I come back again?
Certainly not, good sir.
There was no other intention, Sir Eric.
What is that abomination in broken armor coming closer to us?
And, no, it is broken arm. You see over the shoulder of Heron. Over the shoulder of Heron, there is a destroyed mithril plate hanging loosely, not weighing him down at all, so he walks with quite a stride forward.
That's right.
Opens the door. Yeah, good 35 walking speed. And no, he opens the door. Well. He's like clearly happy to be home. He's in a little bit of a merry tone.
You're in the doorway, Harold. Keep moving.
My spot's taken. Bugger. You move in, and you see a wizard, just kind of another mage, walk past you with the grey robes. There's a faint smell of urine in his clothes.
Excuse me, sir. You smell like urine.
Please.
Hey, did I say that you could leave? You are not dismissed. Come
Lord.
You will hear from my father.
Lord Erickson, sir, you now see you are both, as you have begun to enter this room, you are caught between a grey mage and a posh noble yelling at the bar.
Oscar, do we have a problem here?
This is your house?
This is this gentleman's issue.
You
Lord
have
can
a bar?
take a seat.
Yeah, and in a totally different outfit from what you've seen in the book.
I mean, like little.
You work at the bar?
Ugh. What is that horrible smell?
Sir Erickson, that is me. I appear to wet my loins.
Oh. Out you go.
If you would like to take a seat, I can take yours.
Lord Erickson, good day, depressed wizard leaves.
He's right.
Both of them are just waiting outside now. They know what they're doing.
All of them come
And
back
you
like
see,
just
very
one
last,
fireball.
you didn't notice, and until you guys both walked in the chamber, that suddenly there's this kind of faint outline of a girl in red, and an illusion drops of invisibility, and Sophia is just there.
Well, you've been there.
I've been listening to him argue for 30 minutes with Oscar. I didn't know to pick between Oscar and Cicero, so I just picked Oscar this time.
That was silly.
Why?
You should pick me every time.
Where'd you go?
I've met a nice dwarf, got some bread.
We met a dwarf before and he left us.
Mm-hmm. You would have had to listen to this, though.
Sophia, do you drink?
Yeah.
Oscar,
Uh-huh. I've drunk once.
look at her.
Alright.
Or 5 times.
Pour out a glass of milk.
Yum.
Where did you get this milk from?
It's
Trade secrets.
we ship it in.
Good.
There's another guy behind the bar, but he hasn't come out since this guy came in. She says like she's 15 feet away.
I'll assume that somebody has to man the bar and Oscar's not
You
here.
guys, let's go find a booth, you know? Find a,
What are we doing here?
I needed to get information
About what?
about events that are happening in the current time.
Okay, what have you found out?
I found out that it will take a while. I'm awaiting a response.
Well, I found out that there's a lot of smuggling that goes on in the city. It is.
We already knew that.
Is
Did you
Eric
know
still in
they
the bar?
smuggled Kitsune, which is
Yes.
I don't know
my
what that is.
related race from my home.
He looks pretty
Makes sense.
down.
No, what you?
it's during over the last good
You know
drink
this?
he's got.
No, it makes sense.
Oh.
I've never seen anything like you before, so it makes sense that they would look for rare races.
If you wish to talk in private, we can go upstairs.
No, I'm not really speaking in this bustling bar right now.
Alright,
Monstrous.
How did you get this bar?
I own it. I bought it.
Oscar, what's he saying?
Okay.
Your drunk guy's saying something.
Eric, are you alright?
So, who is this guy?
He's a dying guy at a bar. So sad.
He's a detached noble who's made their way here for whatever reason. Has poor relations with his father.
Second married husband.
Intending to rebuild his legacy in these parts of town.
The third son.
I'm hearing voices.
I'm gonna pull up a seat in front of you. Wait, are you
Beside him.
Fixing a bar.
Are you in a bar?
At a bar.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm
it's
gonna pull up the seat beside me. And I'll sit down.
Feels like my book's not open.
Go away, you hideous beast creature.
That's
From
rude.
out of city, state.
There is a sitting tax.
How much? Can I just
That's
say?
not a tax. It's just payment.
Yes.
You don't know what a tax is.
Well, normally it's out of optional play, but I doubt it would order.
Is that normal here?
I've never been there
sitting in the
before.
bar.
This is quite an expensive establishment.
It is. We are in the middle of the high heights.
This counts as a high society
This is
bar.
counts as a part of the high post
See,
height.
there are 4 people in this current establishment that are smoking, and there are 3 others that are not and look to just be quiet in the back.
You smell like the servant racks of the sewer quarters. Please go away.
No, I think I.
What are you doing with this guy?
What am I doing? I
Maybe
was
that's me.
listening to his story.
Did you find anything interesting whatsoever?
Yes.
What?
Nothing that I'm privy to say.
Noble.
Duke.
Okay, well, this has been great.
Duke, I have a question.
Can I have one of the keys? For the keep.
Well, I'll come with you with Duke, I have a question. You've been here for a while, and you probably know things. Do you know much about the smugglers around here?
Smugglers?
Yes, it is what I said.
I know nothing about them.
Garbage.
26.
Less.
26.
Clearly,
Kind of
it's clearly holding something.
I lean in. What did you say?
It's clearly withholding something.
Know nothing about them.
I'm standing, so I'm not sitting.
Go with that too, Bill.
You're standing at his
I'm
hip,
leaning in closer to him.
close to the crotch.
Sure you know nothing?
Do you have intimidation?
Yes. Yes, I do. I haven't done this.
What's your wisdom?
Yeah, I'm checking.
Plus your hit die. Plus
So
10.
high.
Oh, yeah, he's a sea creature.
It's
He is a CR creature.
I forgot about that. That's funny.
Oh, we can also demoralize each other.
He's CR free. Man,
I don't trust
it's like a whole new level.
this.
It's
What
pretty
are you looking
strong.
for, Felix?
Alright, never mind. He has actually good
His wisdom is 12.
deception. Never mind. Okay.
His deception is...
Never mind. What did you get for
I got a 20.
20
No, your insight.
for your insight?
Sense might have
Oh,
was 26, was it?
26?
26 for insight. 20 was my unit.
Yeah, he's definitely good.
Okay, you cannot tell. I rolled a nat 20 for 36. What now? I did not realize. Never mind.
I know nothing.
You know nothing.
You're able to pry that he's drunk
are
and he's
carbon shape.
showing that he knows something, but he's so stubborn
Okay,
in the
then we
drunkenness.
can go down the alternate route. Oh no, you're a noble. You gold means nothing to you.
Yes.
So I will go down the intimidate path. Are you sure about that? I just used my roll. I already rolled.
Okay. Intimidation's against CDMD, right? Or whatever.
CMD is 12.
It's really wisdom.
Plus wisdom plus
Let's
hit
see.
dice.
I have additional things
Okay.
for
So he fails. Okay, he's failed. He doesn't it?
Oh wow, that was easy. I don't even need to use my ability.
He is just a fucking dude. He is just a dude.
So you... Oh god, what's the feature called? For Intimidate, it's...
He's shaken.
Shaken. It's...
Shake it. Someone has to do everything.
For...
Jeez, that was easy.
Yeah.
Single snot-nosed bitch. Of course it's easy.
You don't scare me, wild beast.
Ray, I would advise you not to go down this path.
I need to know what I can find from this.
Certainly, physical aggression is not the way.
I have no intention of harming.
Good.
So what do you know?
Why would you say that out loud? To him.
Like,
You guys are terrible at interrogation.
Mental.
You would not hand an arm on me, for I am part of the August family, and we could keep you imprisoned forever.
Who's the August family?
Intimidating a noble
A powerful nobility family, not of this continent.
can lead to weeks of imprisonment.
So if you just tell me what I want to know.
What do you want to know?
The smugglers. Specifically, exotic creatures.
Oh.
I think if you're willing to give me information, you tell me how you would disseminate it if you want to. You know of a family that has been usurped by the Von Bings, which are a dwarven family.
You say, well, I was supposed to go to the slave trade until my father banished me.
Good man.
So I'm a little bit familiar. But I'm unable to go against Beast.
So is this your father's business?
Of course not. That upright-nosed individual would never do something like that.
Would you know who would?
Oh, some greedy fat man, I don't know. All I care about is what I get with the money I have.
There's a fat woman outside.
Maybe that's a miracle.
Radiant fact. There's no way to
Slaves? Yeah, I got them in my basement. No problem.
Maybe we do steal them.
I ain't helping you.
Come on, Marcus. So you have no strings or connections or knowledge that can help me find them. Just need information.
Look, I have no reason at all to help you. Especially since you said you're not going to harm me, and I have all the reason to imprison you for life. I think I'm in a better way of the bargain. Yeah.
You're still shaking.
I'm gonna double check, but out being drunk might make you immune to fear.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
But it's
It's
shaken condition.
Makes
Shaken is a
sense,
biased
but-
character.
In D&D, you are.
Drinking rules. You're right, it does. Well, that's a
How
community
about
version.
this? I'll make it worth your while.
Yeah, I don't think there's actual official rules. Sickened or nauseated, probably.
No, you have to be a specific drunk class. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'll make it worth your while. I'm gonna
Drinking
do a
for you.
diplomacy check now.
Diplomacy check. Oh.
I'm gonna milk this
Against,
card of
let's
him being
do
a CR creature.
sense motive.
Sense motive against this man,
So, yeah.
this monster,
Plus,
creature,
sense motive plus
race.
13.
It's plus 15? Oh, okay. And it's 23.
Yeah, that doesn't work. I will buy, and I'll continue it because I rolled it. I'll buy you a drink if you help me out.
I would recommend not. Allow me to rephrase. The drinks that this fine
buy me a
gentleman
drink.
pertains to are quite expensive. And, well,
I would
The money
take
you have
your
is cute.
finest once more. If he is paying for
Well,
me.
I was going to select the
A
drink.
big sack of gold on his shoulder.
Generally, how it goes is I go and ask for one.
You are well acquainted with the sound of gold, and you can certainly hear that he is packing. The small furry man.
all right.
Perception?
Or that one.
You have +1.
Do it. I'm gonna roll. Do it. Oh, not 40.
You got like a little iron flask on the side.
Iron flask. It's just poison.
It's just like a tiny little shot in by.
Yeah, I asked for 5 gold.
That's the cheapest.
I asked for an olden classic. This one cost us
Olden classic.
100 gold a shot.
Okay, bluff check. Sense motive.
Can I
that is not good.
It's not good. No, you're
I'm
lying.
very intimidated.
This is you lying
This
now.
is 200 gold. It's an old fashioned.
You're right.
Your intimidation, because you succeeded, can add +2.
Oh my god, you're intimidating. It's huge.
Yeah, he's a very intimidating man.
He's a diplomatic
Got a lot of money.
representative.
Okay, you go first.
15.
Oh, thank you.
Oh shit.
You rolled a 2.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, wait, is it bluff?
No, it's sense motive.
I'm doing a bluff.
Oh, yeah.
Sense motive, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be 15 then.
I was reading the number prior.
Yeah. If it was bluff, he would be a lot better.
So,
What'd you get?
Thank you.
Chase?
He's a bit believing.
200 gold
Mm.
per shot.
This doesn't look
It
like
is 2 shots.
his finest works
Well,
that he served me earlier, and the color looks a bit weird.
you say, have you ever had a sake shot? The difference is sake is whiter. More.
Is that a part of your beast culture?
It's a part of our culture.
we drink
Is there like an open like door to our back area behind the bar?
it's not open.
open.
It's closed. I'm just gonna walk over and try to open that door.
It's locked.
Just gonna pull out like a little bit of wire and just
Right?
start.
What are you doing?
I was bored.
It's open.
Yeah.
Open it.
Do you want to go?
I don't actually have lockpicks. I'm just.
Yeah, it takes 6 seconds. It's not hard enough lock for it.
If you want to go in there, go in there.
I wanted to go in here.
I'd appreciate if you asked first.
Yeah, well, we're kind of wasting time here. So
As you open the door, you see a person that looks a young man, just like Oscar, smoking out of a pipe.
does he look similar to you?
It looks basically the exact same, except slightly younger.
Well, this tastes like piss.
That's the good stuff.
This is the most cheap ale I've ever tasted. My
Well,
refined
expensive.
palate has been treated like I've sucked monkey anus.
Like that's what looking at the back and just turn around. Like,
This character's way better than Jonathan. Can we keep him?
he will be forever drunk.
Beast creature would serve me such anus.
Worth the money.
Such anal.
So
That is an exotic drink you just had.
it is considered a delicacy in certain parts of the continent.
Well, that delicacy should be well far away from me, thank you.
So we had a deal. What do you know about the slave trade?
How much gold do you have in there?
We're not negotiating further. What do you know? Unless
need
you
enough-
go back on your word.
If you're ever going to get there, you need to look the part, and you look like utter trash, which I should never even be seen
Well, in that
or
case,
seen with.
how much is needed?
Well, first you'll need 1,000 gold tunic, maybe even 2,000 gold boots.
Oh, get out of 10.
Look, if you want to really play the part, I would recommend 20,000 to get a nice outfit. I do know a couple of stylists.
He's not lying. You don't have to sense motive. He knows someone. He knows someone with a ridiculous amount of money, which Ray doesn't fully comprehend how much that can pay off, but, it's getting paid.
But that would only work for one day, because you need to actually have a new outfit every day you go.
Alternatively, you can
Can't be seen we're at the same outfit twice.
give some names,
People
give some
probably-
locations, give any information you want.
Look,
Look into the other stuff.
the meeting for my trade, which was a bit postponed, was going to be held at the High Purse Heights. For it's a nature reserve, they can pay off the ranges around there. and hide it in the woods. Keep it a bit hush-hush.
I see. Does the spot change frequently?
But I don't know where the real operations base is held.
I see. Do you know the individuals, what they look like?
No, they keep changing. There's a couple of different people around, and I care not to remember them. Although I do remember a nice, pretty elf slave. I was fancying her.
She was half-elf.
Half elf.
Beautifully human, but with that elegant ear.
Overpriced. Shit.
You would know potentially two bouncers that equivalently guarded the one time you
Thanks
entered.
for sitting tight.
Ozo and Bozo.
I remember my
Well, he's
servants
standing,
remembering some strange bodyguards. I do not care to remember their names.
But basically Bruce.
That was a big fun anyway.
Okay, I appreciate that. It's still a lot, but I did just get 450 gold from him.
But
So overpriced.
Yes.
does your fine establishment hold night escorting?
Night escort.
Of course.
Told you this is the brothel.
Unfortunately not. Although I can recommend a few places for you if that's what you would wish.
It's not a problem.
This is a shame. May I invite someone if I find?
Certainly. Although that will be an extra betting cost.
Oh, I don't care about such frivolous things.
It's just policy. I doubted you would have cared.
I'm just curious.
Oh, it's hard being so rich.
28. Are you being genuine? Is this a policy?
He's
Policy is we make money here. That's the fucking policy.
listen.
Paul says every time I chime in, it better be about the bank.
Yes, of course. Pulls out a giant book. This is all the things that cost money.
It's hard to read, but he was like, it's definitely a no to night escorts. And then the whole policy thing, he's maybe like,
Maybe
saying some things anyway.
maybe he's making the most of the opportunity.
Yeah.
It looks like.
I look at you, it's like, if you're making money off him, why me too?
Well,
that was through a look. I didn't say it.
it is nearly 11. The bar will be closing in an hour. If you wish to order drinks, you can. But otherwise, maybe make yourself a seat upstairs. It's a bit quieter.
Those voices are growing more. What?
You start to see from the corners of the room, the light source, which has been constant and unchanging, though flickering, just dull to equivalently just the cinders of the torch itself. You just see red embers surround the room, the bright orange glow that's been happening suddenly, in the span of 3 seconds, turns off. Just dull red embers. 4 corners of each side of the room.
As from Melion, just around him, like from his shadow, Cicero shadow, flies and slowly comes out a black ghoul-like figure stretching out with white writings covering in strange symbols. Fly into Eric's mouth as his jaw slightly unhinges as this creature's body crawls in, slowly filling his insides out.
What the hell?
soon as I see that,
As the
I will
lights
reach
start
out and cast
flickering.
protection from evil against on Eric.
Okay.
Eric fails the saving throw.
I was going to say it's a safe, but he actually gets to roll with advantage.
Oh. Yay. Okay, Eric fails the saving throw.
He also gets +2.
That's good. So it's 15 plus
So 17.
17. That's not bad.
That's close, but it still
Fails.
still fails.
My save is 18.
There you go.
15 plus what?
+2.
15 plus 2 plus 1.
Oh, you mean
What's the DC?
18.
Then he meets it.
Meets it.
Yeah, 15 plus 2 plus 1 is 18.
Oh. Well, you did the action to possess him, and then he cast a spell.
But the subject immediately receives another saving throw as soon as I cast this.
Oh, okay. So it's a different.
Okay.
It's a different roll. Okay.
Cool. I need to take a reroll this then. Because that was the first one was his
Well,
family.
you succeeded.
So this one would be the advantage
this-
one where he can succeed. And he succeeds. Alright.
Yeah,
So he goes to his body.
So you watch as a form enter,
Enters his body.
and then there is a moment of rejection as white energy starts to leak out in the same sort of way.
His light magic drops him out.
You
And
suddenly,
then the black energy, failing to go inside of him, enters his dagger, which the noble was holding on him the whole time.
it's sheathed, right?
Yeah, so she.
Yeah.
He was hidden.
So
It is
it's
very
just a hilt.
jeweled.
A jeweled hilt. The shadow around his body spirals down, shrinks into nothing,
Cicero, that was in you.
and then slowly the
was
torches of the room seem to
weird.
just start to combust back, burning, flickering once again with orange.
I think it was possessed by something.
Is this magic?
Seems like some type of
What was that?
valuable.
I heard strange voices that spoke like my grandfather.
Well, I feel no different.
Interesting. So some evil creature tried to take hold of you. That's not good.
What a terrible target.
You dare bring demons into this city?
Give your knife to him.
Oh no, I think it's probably this book.
It came out of me.
Book
Sure, yeah.
of demon summoning.
Did we see it go into the dagger?
You saw it
Scratch that.
You saw it more or less like
I mean,
a
if you're
body
looking,
that
you would see it.
shrunk down and did shrink in that direction, like towards the waist of Eric.
Okay.
Right, check the
Weird.
dagger.
See it, yeah.
It looked more like it more looked like the spirit was trying to possess just his lower half, and then faded into that.
What would I be looking for?
I don't know.
Okay, fair
Yeah,
enough.
right, look at the animated.
Where's the dagger?
You'll see
In
it
his belt.
hidden on his belt.
Hidden.
It's not. It's
Like,
sheathed on his
It's
belt.
sheathed on his belt. It's slightly covered by
if
his
you do not
fur, but
mind, I grab the
you can't grab my masterwork dagger
wipe down. I'm holding it.
so fast.
He looks just like David. This character shouldn't be alive.
Watch it happen in slow mo because he was like, "Whoa, it's so fast!"
Oh my god, you're so fast.
I love your character. This one's the best.
You were skeptical when he took us to you at 2 a.m.
This does feel like a 2 a.m. character.
This is a great 2 a.m. character. I like this way more.
Oh, no. So I'm in.
Jonathan can be repressed.
I'm inspecting this dagger. Does it appear to be a normal blade?
Felix, how would you describe it? It looks like regular.
So the dagger
cold
seems
steel?
to have a red jewel on it, and it seems to be heavily gilded with gold implements on it.
So
Seeming
this
to
would
be
worth
a very expensive dagger.
Yeah.
Do you have any magic senses?
Nope.
Then you probably couldn't identify much.
You're level 5 Inquisitor, right?
Actually,
You're level 5 Inquisitor, right?
Currently level 4.
You know in 4 minutes it's just going to possess him.
No,
right?
we're level 5. We only went down one.
I think there's some necromancy or something.
Yep, you would identify necromancy. And if you have detection against good and evil, you would actually register it as good. Surprisingly.
It's my boy.
Because it was alive.
There you go. Detect magic. Yeah.
How strong is it?
Well, if you do identify on the item,
There's no live movement.
or if you use the identification of the dagger
I've got read magic as a cantrip. I'll do it.
What
But there's
does
no
that
magic on the
mean?
weapon, so it might not do it.
there is technically. It's not
Wait,
shown.
you're good?
Yes, I'm.
The spell doesn't even work.
The first part does, the second part.
Yeah, it protects against possession.
Yeah.
The second effect only functions against spells and effects created by evil creatures or objects. Subject to your discretion.
The second part of the second. Because
Yeah.
the second effect has two parts to it.
Yep.
Does it?
Yeah, it's the
Me to new attempts.
immediately makes another saving throw,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Uh-huh.
the immunity to
This is
any.
the second effect, yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, sure.
It's protection from evil. He's not evil. He's definitely evil,
How
but...
can you protection against?
No, it would,
Why would you have protection against good? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
Okay, meaning good.
Let's be real. Jonathan's evil.
for sure.
You have the good alignment. So you
Would
bypass the evil.
you, would there be Jonathan's markings on the dagger in magical energy? She could read that if she.
Since it's not magic. Oh, it's. She
not
had
magic.
She had detected.
She has
like undead.
read magic, which allows her to decipher magical inscriptions on objects.
Okay. She would probably kind of read it, but she doesn't know the language. So she could identify something with the readings. But it wouldn't be as accurate as, like, detect undead.
She can just. Yeah. There's writing and dark magic on this dagger that I don't think is supposed to be here because it's not.
Oh.
He's not cursed, and that looks like a cursed dagger.
She would also realize that's now animated. And it's just sitting there.
And it's animation transmutation, I believe it is.
This is necromancy.
There's something I'm trying to understand. I think it's like life magic, and it's put into the weapon. Like someone's trying to put a soul into a dagger. Can people possess objects? Is that real?
Yeah, of course.
Yes. My arm is slightly possessed by my aunt's ancestors, so it is definitely a
I've heard of undeads placing their souls inside of objects to keep themselves alive.
Yes, possession is...
Okay. So that dagger is a possessed dagger.
Unhand my dagger.
Okay,
It
right.
is very costly. This is.
I'm gonna pull out one piece of paper and start writing them.
Alright.
Just break the dagger. What are you doing?
Right.
You want me to break?
I could break the noble's mind.
Break the marble.
Please don't damage the
Wait, what do you want me to?
Just cut the dagger.
You dare attack me, House of
Place it
Orgus!
onto the bar table.
Place it on the table.
Eric, don't spire the fern.
That table. Are you sure about this?
Yeah, we're gonna break your dagger because you're rude and you're drunk.
Don't you dare do that!
No,
you
it's because the dagger
12
is
of you
possessed.
12 me.
Not because he's a dick.
And it's about that time that you crack the dagger. You watch as the top half of the dagger seems to.
The dagger's gonna try to escape.
Yep, that's what I
It's actually a flying dagger. What's your CMD?
CMD?
Yeah.
19.
Okay, it succeeds. Awesome. It flies out of you.
Alright.
So as you land what looks like a blow, and you in the impact swing,
Would it not be the other way around?
No, it's against your CMD.
You're-
It still
you're
has an
defending.
AC. No, I'm escaping. Because you had me grabbed already. I'm grappled.
Yeah, but now he's attacking you.
He puts you down on the table and is gonna.
Oh, he
So
put me
you
on the
just-
table?
you just
I can
escape.
sleeve that. I
Yeah,
can just
you can just fly away.
Never
So
mind.
would it be my
attack
to hit
against
against
your
your
AC.
AC?
No, it would just be I'd take the disengage action because you put me down as an action.
Well, it's not an action, but
It's not an action.
It's initiative, really.
I would say he gets to escape because it's a dagger, and you don't know at that point that the dagger can fly.
And technically, I've been holding my action.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah.
And
To the moment I possessed it.
so Ray is capable of swinging at the dagger now as like a new turn.
As it flies
What is Jonathan? What is it flying to?
It flies to the hands of the noble,
Sick.
Mr. Eric. See? I have been chosen by a godly being. The Austrian house
Ray's
is
just got like a
power
sword
beyond
3
every.
inches from his hands.
That is cursed. Or possessed. Or both.
It's probably both.
You watch the gemstone on it just start to like darken in color.
Are you going to attack the dagger or not?
If we're still wanting it to be destroyed.
This is a family heirloom. You cannot destroy my dagger. Go away, you people.
I have no problem with it being possessed, but cursed is the difference.
Guys, just take it to a temple or something. If I pressed, how do you spell splendiferous? Why am I asking you?
Splendor is SPLEN, and
How do you deal with
happening in the background?
Thanks, bud.
How do we deal with the curse?
He does
I don't know,
takes
I don't.
3 turns to.
Not Oscar. How do you deal with the curse?
You.
Damn, if only we
put
had Jonathan here, he could
a
fix it.
magical seal around it.
Take it to a temple!
Hold on. Yeah, just lock it in place until the priest
that deal
comes.
with
and take it to temple.
You're much better off than just staying here. Also, that was a great conversation you had before, but did you forget that one of the people we're working for is in control of the smugglers?
The queen?
The centaur. Can I have one of the keys to the keep, please?
Well, I need one here, Zero.
Life is,
Do
is
you want to
still
go
on
to
the
the
back,
keep?
yeah?
No.
Yes.
I'll just, like, walk around and tell everyone
cares?
else to, like, start leaving.
Okay.
And I'll begin to lock up.
No, he's looking up. Okay.
It's very obvious that we're not going to be working together at all, so we're all just going to spend the next 15 days doing whatever we want. I'm going to go to the keep, and we'll figure it out from there.
We could work together. It just seems like you have an aversion to it.
You came here and are talking to a random nobleman that has nothing to do with our mission.
I came here to get information on my mission.
You're wasting time talking to a nobleman.
Actually, this nobleman is...
How does this help with our mission?
Well, you see.
If I could tell you, I would, but I can't.
That's not
Just know
helpful.
that this nobleman has great purchase to my mission.
Okay, I'll help you.
Wonderful.
What are we trying to figure out?
Lock the door.
It's all the way over there.
So you just hear Sophia's little footsteps.
Thanks, Sophia.
Get the fuck out, old man. You forget your cane? I don't care. Leave.
She's gonna get backhanded. No.
No. It's gonna be like this, and she's like, I'm about to recap.
You've activated my trap card, disintegrates.
Oh, well, now they can never leave. Brain dead.
The spirits will never be erased.
Lion, eat him.
Polymorph.
Get out here. The old man in the corner.
Worth it. You get like one per day. It's just sleep. You get it back.
Sure.
Do you know how to knock someone unconscious?
Yes.
I have gained magic.
Knock them unconscious.
Oh, okay. My pleasure.
A flying dagger.
As the dagger's just slowly floating off his hand. Like,
This is the power of August.
I just hit the back of your head with my shield.
Roll the head.
Yeah, roll a knockout strike. This is a
It's a minus
coup
four.
d'etat. Let's do that.
Well, to be fair, he can do all damage is non-lethal.
Yeah,
That's true.
Why can you do that?
Because it is it's just a thing he's got.
As a samurai.
That's a natural.
It's not. It's
Also, he crits against you.
Yeah, he does.
okay.
That's a 16.
Yeah.
I 16. I read.
Oh, my bad.
Don't worry, if you can do more than 21 damage, he is unconscious.
Yep.
Isn't your minimum 21?
My minimum is
22. I'm going.
I think it's now 22, which is go back to 21.
Back to 21. But
Get your hands up!
off my pip!
Wait, hang on, I want to roll the D8.
It's a 1. Oh! So nearly... Because...
At least non-lethal can't kill. That's good.
Yeah, and you heal it fast.
Yeah, just give him.
Wonderful. I'll take the dagger. One of you destroy this. Leif, take his body. Lock him up, wait for him to...
A similar bartender just kind of like exits.
This is what happens when
You just kidnapped them.
get your guards and you save the fuck
Hey,
off.
it's exactly as you said. They were kidnapped the noble.
You see... I was worried. What I was worried about, Leaf grabs the feet and begins to drag.
Get Erica to ask him questions once he's sober. Find as much information as you can about his father.
Right.
The dagger flies up, starts writing on the wall. It starts trying to write an eye. It starts writing an eye if anyone wants to stop it, because it's going to take a while. It's damaging the wall, but it's trying
It's a
to...
brick wall, so this area is
It's writing a message.
perfectly.
Oh, that's not gonna come out.
No, that will just...
It's not that big. He's made it somewhat small, but it's like... It's... me...
Mario!
I'm in my soul phase right now.
Oh.
Give me a week, I will be back.
So that takes like 30 minutes to run.
It takes a long time.
Leaf has walked the body away by this point. The room is vacated, and everyone's just staring at a wall, really just like, what the fuck is happening?
That's disgusting.
It takes a really long time because it's really a short dagger.
Jonathan, were you intending to possess him? You don't have to write it, you can just nod.
It will try to dip the knife with the hilt going,
Right.
yes.
Were you inside of me because I picked up your scroll?
It nods, yes.
I had a dude inside of a dude.
Inside of a dude.
With Cornell, with a demon inside.
Would you like us to find you a body? Preferably not one that is important to my mission.
It will nod.
Okay.
I mean, I can make anyone like brain dead, and then that'll work.
Sophia, can you take him to the Lamented Pier?
Just put him in the note.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, we can all go if you want.
I don't really know what a lament is.
What's the metal element up here?
It's effectively the slums.
We're going to the slums.
Can't you just possess a dead body?
Oh my god, we'll go so well there.
Yeah, checks us out, it doesn't work.
That's stupid.
In a week, would you just make a new body?
We need to write on the wall to explain.
Just nod or yes or no.
You see, it does a spiral.
It's like, yeah.
What are you planning? Just grabbing some random poor person?
If you possessed Eric and you waited a week, would you get a new body?
It would shake yes.
Then why would you possess someone? Just wait the week.
Just lie there. Didn't say anything. Because God.
Okay.
Can't speak.
But
Looks like it wants to run on the wall and then holds back.
are you able to possess a different object?
It nods.
Okay, I grab a pen.
Okay.
How does he hold it?
Alright, from the crystal, he fucking forms out and slowly enters the pen.
It looks like just a black tentacle that's leaving one object and it's
Like a black body form slides out with these weird glowing runes all over it.
Let me take off the dagger. I think we can take...
The dagger is free. Now it's a magic pencil. Lovely.
And the dagger, obviously, you can remove, but there's a solid gem inside of there. It's probably worth a few hundred.
Right. So,
Choose the bag.
without possessing anyone, throughout this week, if you wish to communicate us, preferably do it on paper.
Wait, hang on. You gave him a pen.
Yes.
He's now a pencil.
So,
He's not
not a pencil, but a pen. That exists?
Look,
These are ballpoint pens.
Can I-
They have
Oh, okay.
ink and dig.
can I use one of the construction points to just have unlimited ink or lead?
I would say sure, but it doesn't last permanently.
That's okay.
It's like tracer stuff.
Because like I can have like the ability to do 1d6 fire damage, but I can't write.
I get it.
Wait, you could use
It's a bit
that
ridiculous.
It's a bit. That's a bit.
It sets on fire. All right, we go.
That's a bit ridiculous.
burn your message into the surface.
That's true, you could do that.
Oh, you're right.
But then I would need more papers.
That's true.
What time of day is it?
It became a pin. I believe so. It's evening now.
Okay.
And you've got. Oh, it's probably starting to get into the later part of the evening.
We'll get you like a doll or something tomorrow.
A doll?
You can see
Yeah,
the
because then
message
it
into
looks like a
someone's
person,
flesh.
and then he can ride as well.
You would be able to speak of the doll. But
Yeah,
So
but
what do
you
you
could
want?
emote like a person and ride.
Oh my
Starts
god.
eroding like water.
Ted.
No. Soulless, just like
He's a
Jonathan.
necromancer.
Yes. I understand his backstory now. It's Jonathan all along. Well, this has been a horrific turn of events. But I guess we should have expected this, let's be real.
Well, thank you for knocking him out.
I need to write down that. How much would you say this dagger?
I would say the dagger itself.
Don't
Masterwork
trade check.
ornamental, I would say at least 500 gold.
the pen,
500 gold just for
it has flying.
What are you gonna do with him?
I'm going to ask him a question
About what?
about his family. Is that a satisfying answer for you?
No, not at all. Is it about your religion? Or is this like a personal mission?
It is a mission from my religion. But it's not about the religion.
Does it have anything to do with slave trade?
No.
Are the Augustines nasty soul?
Not that I know of.
Is it specifically the Augustines, or are you just here to investigate normal
The
families?
Augustines.
So why do you want this one then?
It's what his family isn't called that worries me.
What are they supposed to be called?
You see, he says a word, but his lips do something weird and no sound comes out.
So you're talking in.
That was weird.
Wait, do I hear it?
No one answers.
Oh.
What did you just do with your mouth?
There are limitations to what I can say, in the same way that there were limitations placed upon the Fojar Queen.
Can I do a linguistics check to try to figure out what he said? And not by understanding, I have no ears, so I'm completely reading through his mouth to
Wait a
actually
minute!
understand people.
Wait a minute! If you can't hear, how the hell did you understand the question?
I have an understanding liver.
Okay, yeah, alright, sure. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just 19.
His mouth did do something weird.
Okay, his mouth did
It didn't seem like
His
any
mouth
actual
was
words.
sensitive.
Alright, I had no fucking
Yeah.
clue what he's saying. Yeah, okay, good.
Or a jumble of letters, basically. That
It seemed like if he did mouth a word, the word was like backwards or jumbled or something. I would say more, but I can't.
Mm-hmm.
my god, it's just like research.
It's like grog.
What?
What do you mean?
Why is
You met grog.
yeah, why is this like
Grog had like an explosive thing in his brain that
Good.
would kill him if he said the wrong thing.
oh I never knew
His head probably doesn't explode, but
No, I
like
won't die.
the gods are limiting his mouth, his ability to say things.
Is it
Really sucks.
I vowed an oath to keep my mission secret. Or the specifics.
Can you tell Firefist?
I don't know.
Can you tell the rest of your family?
They vowed as well.
okay.
you see Leaf walks by after he's dragged the body away and just mouths.
Well, you're gonna guess me. So is this like a personal thing, or did you have to like if you let Jonathan possess you, and then he said it instead? Is that like a moral compunctions thing? Like, do you want to keep this vow? Or did you have to say it to actually, become an already?
Wouldn't Jonathan not know because he's only possessing, not knowing his role?
I'm not entirely sure how it works if someone views my memories.
See how
I'm not sure if they would.
Yeah, there's paper on the table.
Well, if Jonathan wrote on it, he would be going like...
Yeah, it's receipt paper.
He'd be putting a question mark because divinity is weird.
Yes.
I agree.
I think I could always value into it as well, but you would have to be vowed to secrecy. Divinity is weird.
Sounds great.
It's law binding.
In the same way that he can change laws, sometimes laws are made for specific people.
Aaron gets up. Oscar, can you give me a drink?
Yes. Standard?
Yes. Where we came from, this is my favorite. The soldiers who defend the city are bound the same way he is. But they cannot make a wrong action while he cannot speak. Forced to obey. Divine commandments, he kind of says in a lackluster way.
Are they bound by Tuella or Lear 9? Or in
The
Spruce?
powers of the Nine, but it's there.
I'm confused. Is there at least 9? Is Tuella part of the 9?
No.
Why are you collaborating? I don't understand why you're... This sounds like two rival religions.
Tuella is a man-made god. She exists outside of the Nine through the fact that she exists outside of contemporary. She is non-traditional, yet she clearly has some power over individuals.
My family's god was Luxanthony, or Luxanthal, god of sun, and the god of luck.
Always a part of the Nine.
When we came here, I was given new grace. It's what inspires soul. Or perhaps the transition was how I got my grace. I'm not sure if I actually inherited it from this land, but once I arrived here, I could do things with fire that only I could manipulate light with before.
The grasp of evolution is far different to any other continent, at least from a divine perspective. These lands have been untouched by gods for many, many years since the first humans arrived. Yet one appears to grace and welcome me, and that one is Tuella. So there is a certain amount of
the temple believes she's most certainly connected to the creation of the gods, because she was found emerging under the core of our world when the crust started to tear open the land and a lot of the dwarves on this continent died. Dwarves and gnomes.
So she is an origin god.
the worship of the Nine is primarily due to the fact that I am from Isora. I am open to the idea of other gods. I just will not reverie them.
So the insanity of Isora?
I mean, lots of people worship multiple gods, but a mortal being can only properly worship one. There's only so much soul to go around. Well, no, he worships all of them, but they don't actually... That's why he's a pathetic cleric and not actually powerful.
Our master explained it to us like being a flask or a glass of nice scotch. We are only capable of being filled up so much before we spill. And spilling is something the gods have never done to us, and will probably never do. They know where we are limited, and they know how far they can push us. That is why we still work with them. They choose us.
I mean, they're the good ones. The bad ones, when they get their worshippers. I don't care if you spill over, but
The bad ones seem to be willing to
you can make powerful servants, but then the vessel is broken.
expand the vessel's storage capacity at the cost of the vessel. Yes. Our task as warriors is to maintain our morals as mortals while carrying the burden of the timeless beings that do not see humanity like we do.
When I came to Isora, when I came to Damino, it was on a mission, and my role was that of a divine witness. I've told you this before. I oversee oaths between mortals and gods. It is a lineage carried through me, passed along by my original and their original before them. My mission pertains to the breaking of an oath, where an oath keeper witnesses an oath broken, they become an executioner. So I am searching.
For a specific person? Or just
For a specific group of people.
all of them are oathbreakers?
Yes.
That was the most I've ever been told as his partner.
Sucks.
It's very normal. We all have our own motivations, our own tasks in private. We trust each other with as much as is needed. The rest can be through the eyes.
So, what do you want to do now?
Think you help with that guy?
No, I think Erica has it.
Well, we're gone. Hopefully you can get more information out before we go.
I think we will. I'll be around in a few days. I'll make sure that... Yeah. It seemed like you responded well to fear.
And are we just going to forget the necromancer was alive and he's floating around as a pet?
It came back to death.
Well, right now it's laying
Came
next
back
to it.
from the death.
He says,
Once before.
yeah. And it's gone dormant again. I don't know if he's listening.
Jonathan, is this your magic or is this your Shaper's magic?
As the pen slowly comes up, it starts writing. The shaping of one's soul is the secrets of necromancy.
Could you hear through me, Jonathan? I'm guessing you were inside of me.
It says, no.
Okay.
I could only
the papyri scroll, I think I said, is being held by Zondria, and we're not going to be able to get it back because I have no bargaining power with her.
It writes down that is merely a method to cast the spell. So that creatures exist imprisoned in my soul.
Oh, I was wrong.
So you don't need the soul to return the creatures within you.
I need to find the other scrolls.
Oh.
Great, another quest to add to my backlog.
What are the questions currently have?
Beat Monkey's dad.
Yep.
Find random black orb. Find a bunch of oathbreakers.
I also am looking to find those slave traders who found they've come onto my land and taken my family.
How did you find out about this?
I found one of them at the
Did you?
shop.
Was there others with him? I mean, if they know where Island is, like they could go back. Obviously.
Mr. B. I forget his full name. It's the Foxman.
Kitsune. At home, they are the assassins, they are archers. But he was taken away at a young age 20 years ago.
By slavers.
Seems that
And they still roam.
best guess is they come in the chaos when we're defending our home. Don't know how they survived though. We barely do.
Well, that's a failure. I can understand why you wish to seek them.
We can ask our employers.
So,
About you, Firefist? Any specific questions you want to add? Oh, yeah. Raise Sophia, I guess. Sophia, honestly, you should probably just leave and start a life of your own.
Sophie's just like sitting in the corner.
Avoid Tullimport, obviously.
I just want to. I'm just gonna stick with you guys.
Bad decision.
well,
Look, we've already died. You know, we can't get much closer than that.
Oh, we can definitely die again.
Look, I'll just keep.
are you interested in learning about your power?
Not if it puts everyone else in danger. But yeah, that sounds like I. So, maybe if I can control it, I won't. I won't die. Which is all I'm thinking will happen if I.
Do I know any oracles apart from my sister?
Let's say your sister.
You know that the association that those mages, they have tried to raise some. You're not sure to what success, but you know that there is a degree of power that they consider oracles, they call sorcerers. You can assume that the church probably has one, seeing as they have some sort of divine apt for knowing something ahead of time, but you don't know who.
Which of the churches is the least rigid?
I'd probably say the Temple of the Candles, so the Church of Nanut.
Oh no, not the nude.
Aaron, do you know any
Oh, God.
sorcerers in the Temple of
Temple of
Nanut?
Dude. Okay.
Why did you not go there?
Tillin's kind of smelly.
Have you been?
Oh, many times.
Oh. Where did you grow up again?
I grew up in the streets of, what's the name? Fuck, what's the name of that city?
Amro?
Amlo. Yeah.
In the streets? No family?
I'm an orphan, as far as I know.
Oh. I'm sure it would have been difficult. That explains your...
No, elves are quite generous.
Oh.
And there's plenty of food, so I can just take it without trying.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It was a bit lonely, but then, I made friends.
Oh, you did? Oh, great. Is that where you began to learn how to use a knife and open doors with paper clips?
No,
Where did you learn that?
Ariel. All of the doors in Amlon are magically locked.
Oh.
Jake, what were you after in terms of the temple?
Do I know of any sorcerers?
Okay.
Okay. I guess if you want to ask,
Any chill-lax sorcerers? In the not very rigid
You don't
temple.
know exactly that they are sorcerer level or that they have any oracle power. You know that they obviously have some power to be in their position. Any saint or truly powerful aristocrat in this city has magical capabilities, but rarely are they used other than for their own influence. Saint Marilia, she's of Tethos, so she is
Tethor's Keep.
Tethos Keep. So head of the Church of the Candle.
Tethor's Keeps likes books. Sophia's got a book. Match made. Probably not one that Sophia could latch onto.
Great.
I'll think about it.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of a Knight of House Death? There's like a dude that's chasing her, or was chasing her, and then failed for 300 years or something.
I feel like I have it.
You've not heard that. You don't have to roll.
I have no
Well,
idea.
yeah, maybe.
A Knight of House Death.
It was very vague.
Seems very on the nose.
I guess a phoenix is like a symbol of life, so it makes sense that a house of death. Hey, Jonathan, have you ever heard of a house of death? Sounds like something you'd be into.
Actually, you can roll me a history check, and I'm going to roll... this is actually a politics check. Obviously, there's no roll for that.
Contested.
Can I roll a history check for Jonathan?
Heron, sure you can roll.
20.
Heron got a natural one.
Nobility history.
Nobility history, yeah, good.
20.
I can... Yeah, Jonathan, did you roll for
I'd
something?
say it would be a religion check, wouldn't it?
No, it'd be
History?
history.
Maybe it's just a normal noble.
Or you can roll religion.
I
It's just
hope
a
so.
totally different answer.
Okay.
I hope
Okay.
the ancient
20,
necromancer isn't chasing after her.
religion.
Yeah, it'd be 24 religion.
Okay.
But apparently they're in Tulun, or they were in Tulun, like 200 years ago when she was imprisoned.
That's aligned with what Oscar is understanding. You remember the court hearing of House Death was something that happened about 8 years ago. From the Council of Akma. At that time, you had literally only heard the word Akma being spoken, so now you understand really what the association stands for. One of their major strongholds / their founding base is in Tulun Port, so the far northern city, the second largest city on the continent, and prolific killer.
Oh.
But the state of nobility was never really known. House Death was almost just the political term for someone that
It's
was
more like a Jack the Ripper as opposed to an
potential.
actual...
But in that way that even the people who were assessing his damages couldn't identify his home or location. So he was kind of just this night serial killer that could attack cities and make them quell in fear.
They called him the Ripper. No, they
Better not have.
And House Death is not a name that has turned up since. That is a name.
That's a while back
It's
in
back.
sort of Tulun Port area.
And Jonathan would remember the rumors of some creature of literally just a night of death that would fly across a continent to search for his child. That's, in terms of religious, not even religion, just kind of local myth, which is the most you could pull from.
All I know is that he was a serial killer.
Right.
It's
That's enough.
It was a night. They weren't able to determine his actual status.
The highest majors had to contend.
And all of Akma got together for his council hearing. I don't know his fate. Probably put to the stake.
Let's just stay away from Tulun just to be safe.
Okay. That seems fair. Do you have a quest?
I have 6 now.
I mean, your quest can't be to do other people's quests.
One of my quests is to help you do your quest.
Why?
Because I'm bored. Because I don't want to be a blacksmith. Because I don't want to sit in a glade and dance for 60 years. Because I can't have a family until I fix whatever the problem is between me and the old father.
Have you thought of seeking actual professional help?
By professional, he means monarch.
Yes.
I was going to ask him, but then he disappeared. So,
That's your fault. Speak faster.
he also didn't like me.
He doesn't like elves.
I got that. I'm an elf.
It's hard to like you, you piece of shit.
Thanks.
He has spent many years hunting and killing elves in the name of the Old Father. So,
There's a lot of bad fuckers like you.
I mean, like a dude who was turned into clay. I think there's a whole secret society of elves that turn their back on the old father, and then that's probably the people he's hunting.
that would make sense.
Which technically I'm a part of now, but
Should we prove that you're not clay? How many did you
you had 1 drink.
I've had 1.5.
You're a lightweight.
No.
Maybe you need to revow your oath to the old father.
There is no oath.
That sound wishy-washy. No, actually,
I went to a heaven realm.
findings.
I looked at the moon. I think he didn't like that. And I said sorry, but he didn't forgive me.
See, this is why the old father is
I
not
look at my
well.
lips and I say, I'm sorry.
A little bit too petty.
But a human would think that, yes.
Just being immortal means you're not petty.
Elves aren't immortal.
Yes, indeed.
How long do you live?
800 years, usually.
Oh, that's not too long.
No. Unless you're like a mage or something.
You should see at least 10 human wars.
I've not seen any yet.
Well,
You guys are chill, you just keep... you do nothing. At least 2 centuries.
oh, so you're a baby.
No, you're a baby if you're 100 or under.
It looks like he's a baby.
You're a teenager.
It's like the equivalent of a 30-year-old.
You know,
Imagine you're 20...
you're not mature enough to be an adult.
Okay.
Aaron,
Ninja.
Aaron, you're barely 30.
I have more self-respect.
Aaron, you have the power of a Sephira inside of you. And you started whinging because your breastplate got broken, and then you died first. I don't want to hear it. Someone likes to be you. You're supposed to be the most powerful of us.
I'm scared.
Foreshadowing.
On the notepad, Jonathan writes,
Just stares irritated.
How much is
I still think I'm 20.
50.
They're part of the same religion, you have to pay. It's tax-free.
Of course I have to pay, I just don't bring in my wallet when I come to drink.
I sent him an invoice when it goes out.
So how much was that?
So far he's racked up 85.
Gold?
Yes.
Do you distill any yourself?
Do I distill it myself?
Any of them.
No, we get it imported.
Yeah.
But all of the importing is life's work.
Queen's Alliance, very, very good bringing in liquor.
I don't have enough time to be working here most of the time. So a lot of the upholding of this goes to Leif. And, well, Erica does everything that isn't on the storefront.
Mm-hmm. Who's Erica?
That's my sister.
Is that the Oracle one or the...
No, that's another one.
Okay.
Leif's my brother, by the way.
Do you have another one?
This is us four. We should probably take a visit to the Sword and Shield Guild. Ask a few there.
Maybe I could get the,
Then he writes, did you guys pick up the skin of that demon that I peeled
No,
off?
that got obliterated.
oh,
I don't know if you remember, your body was turned to ash.
Look at the crown.
He wasn't holding the skin when he got
That got taken as
It
well.
was on the Minotaur.
Oh.
Oh, so you guys just left it there.
We died.
We died.
All of us died.
Then we got resurrected.
So, what? Yeah.
Oh.
I missed that bit.
Yeah.
I was in the conscious reforming stage.
We fought a giant skeletal creature that was half in the plane of radiance. And it killed us all. And then we saw the Centaur Archmage that Loki's children was taken by, or being held by. And we also saw Miso Ranchuso, who was the elf you saw prior.
He writes down, do you think that Murky's father will consume his children, like such as dragons, to grow stronger?
Probably. Well, he actually didn't consume the dragon. The dragon killed him and then merged with him.
Okay, we're having it. I'll ask Miso that message Mo gave.
Is there any equipment we can procure? Because,
Tons.
I don't really wear armor. or use a weapon, but I could definitely use something.
Well, if you'd come with me and him, you might have met a magic crafter, and apparently we're importing a magic crafter.
If you came with me and him, you would see a nice place to grab some bread.
Sick.
Well, if
Bread,
you need a
we got
magic
that on
weapon,
our equipment list.
Currently, I could
Perfect.
possess any weapon and make it stronger.
I don't use weapons.
Okay.
Sophia, I would. It sounds cool.
Wait, why don't you possess Sophia's book?
I don't.
Did you sense the dark evil magic
Yeah, I
presence in
don't
that?
know. What a strange suggestion.
What if you surely, kick it
Also,
out?
here's some more paper.
It seems like all of us have some tie to a greater magic. Except you.
I mean, yeah.
But you're trying to rebuild yours.
We'll give it a go.
Doesn't
We'll give it a go.
doesn't
Another
That's my
600 years, give or take 300.
The
We'll have to
darkness.
figure it out.
doesn't Jonathan's darkness bring more darkness with us while he's recovering? You
Yes,
should
actually, Jonathan, I
stay
think we
away.
should talk about that. I feel like it'll be okay when we're infiltrating this giant centaur god's lair. But I think in cities, potentially, if this is going to continue to be a thing moving on, maybe no undead.
But maybe it doesn't have much extra skills.
Only in cities.
Oh, in cities, yeah.
Yeah. If we're, fighting a giant dragon centaur, totally cool with it.
Also, I mean, this whole thing would be great if you two would just pull some influence and then we just besiege Fort Nagrum instead of wasting time with this whole 15-person plot thing.
I don't have influence.
Best I could do is an undead army of bloody heart.
I mean,
but not in a city.
I have some connection to the Swords of the Hollow Valley,
You can't
who
shake hands,
were
but you'll
the
draw a
former
shake.
residents of the Fort Nagrum. So
They're hostages now. We've learned this.
well, if they're alive,
That's good, we can free them.
and they
That's
might
good
be
plot.
allies. But I remember hearing about what's his name, Bruzo. I think that's his name. Look, he's a Goliath or a half giant. Half of the skin is melted from his face. He is power with fire, and he is more like a raging berserker.
I wonder if any of them have information about dragons.
Let me go.
I figure a dragon centaur is the same as a dragon. No weaknesses. I've never fought a dragon before.
Another time, we fought a
There's not many dragons on the main.
Hydra, I think it's called.
Not for a lot. Oh, actually, that does count.
I think that counts.
There's a many-headed dragon.
I remember facing dragons in the old
Fly,
ones.
I don't think.
They were the days.
Do you know of any weaknesses? Because all I know is
Dragon slaying weapons, spells.
Anti-magic fields can turn off their breath attack.
That's not true.
What is that? A field? Like
Like a really, really, really big dragon attacked Amelon like 300 years ago. But they just beat it because it's Amelon.
Yeah, I guess elves are pretty strong.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have been anyone else. Alright, I might try to meet up with that blacksmith you lot mentioned, and then I'll head to the keep, see if I can maybe get my amulet.
Well, he's busy. He's going to be busy for a bit.
Actually, you should all go to the keep. I'll head to the root and quiver of the Hunter's Yield.
You see, he takes off his little. He has like a little it looks like 3 triangles together, like in a knot, a Triskelion knot. And he says, "I'll see if I can get this enchanted. Maybe it's connected to my gods, but as we punch harder."
Why don't you just get some knuckle dusters? Or fist reps.
My fists impasse, so I've tried it. They tend not to keep up.
Are we going to go to the Lamented Pier, or are we going to go to the keep?
Well,
We don't need to 5 days is.
We did.
We don't need to possess some random poor person.
I think he is expecting us within the. Well, he said see you in an hour. I think. And we've been away for 5 hours.
No, he said that, but Cicero and Heron joined him.
I don't know how long getting the pachyderm is going to take.
Otherwise, we return in 15 days.
Alright, and you guys begin to head towards the area that was mentioned basically only to Cicero and Heron, because you met up with Midso. And you're getting decently far into the pier, and you're slowly heading down the elevations towards the coastal area. And on one of the raised, it's a tower, like all of them, they're in a row, so they're two either side of the main road, and they're every 500 or 600 feet. They get bigger the closer they get to the pier, where they then line the walls surrounding the outer skirts of the city. But there's ones that go centrally through, 2 rows from the front, so still with a good coastal view. You see a kind of, a oversupply of goods that's just dumped out the front. You notice your cart, your very, very old cart, penguin pink skins, and sacks filled with probably an enormous amount of useless shit.
This is your equipment.
Hear from above that tower, what might be the top, but it does sound kind of muffled, this ting, 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 ting. It's like grinding or slicing or something. And that, as you look up, it's, at least an 80-foot tall tower. At least. Wide. As you,
the basis of the guild.
and as you enter, you realize that the floor around it is actually also raised. And so as you enter, you notice that there's kind of like a lower floor that heads below under the ground. And then there's obviously a wider staircase that spirals up into the corner. You guys begin to slowly move some of your stuff in.
Oh yeah, I pull out the bag, like the suitcase. Yeah, I pulled out your mom. I pull out the suitcase and I just grab the little box. Put it up. My poisonous kit. Oh, it's all there. Is it all there?
It's all there. So you can notice that like maybe one of those vials has like a small kind of one-sided crack in it, but that's it. So in terms of damages, it's minuscule. Still enough to get you angry, obviously.
What's all this for?
Oh, we were just starving up in the icy north.
Why is it
the only living thing are pink penguins and horrific abominations from the far reaches of the void or whatever.
And then
I don't know why they brought this, but I was like a giant bag with just like a large amount of clinking bottles in it. All of my cursed potions, yay!
Almost sounds like one shattered. You're not so sure.
Fuck.
And the sound kind of stops as you guys walk inside and turn around, and you notice the wide, well-decorated tusks coming out the front of a long snout. It's not extended and protruding much. Very interesting, just a double the size of any human mouth, but with a nose area that extends into a long trunk. You see he's actually on all fours when you see him, and then he's kind of like standing and rightening himself, and he's kind of got layers of what looks like well-made like tabards that are meant for humans, so one over each shoulder that's kind of a bit different from the other, and then this kind of like beautiful floofed neck collar. It's seemingly weirdly proper for a elephant man, and you can still tell that he's a bit dusty. He's covered in some dust. Takes goggles that were firmly plastered onto his eyes, takes them off. Thin, tiny, squinted small eyes.
Hey,
Oh, hello! It's a pleasure to meet you!
it's a pleasure to meet you. Finally, a friendly person. Not met one in months. I think we're gonna be good. Are you Vassal? Is your name?
Vasul!
Vasul.
Who are you?
Let's go inside. Where are your colleagues?
Oh,
I'm sorry that Miso kidnapped you from whatever you were doing, but this is really important.
making profit, he says as you walk
The
inside.
most noble adventures.
And the door closes behind you. Yeah, we'll end the session there. We didn't even get to the time skip. That's okay. We'll do that.
Don't-
I'm the one with the lighter. Feel it burning through your veins as we're walking through the flames, getting higher. Bigger they are, harder they fall.